is up, everybody? We are live, and this is FSP episode number 30, and we are going to have a crazy show tonight because we have a crazy guest. Mr. Crazy Lui is joining us today. We're looking forward to that. What's up, Lui? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Happy to join you guys in such a long time and happy to be in FSP. This is actually my first time in FSP.
Yeah, dude. Even on Xbox Ultimate, I think.
I thought he was on FSP one time.
Was he?
Nope.
Maybe. I don't fucking remember, man. It's
Yeah.
like we've had 4 shows going for a long time. So now we have 3. It's hard to keep track of who's been on what show for sure. Jasper, it's your first time here on FSP. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Louis, I'm glad you're doing well, man. You have a good show over there, Xbox International Podcast. It's going well. It's a good group of guys.
Yes. Lots of fun stuff going on over there each and every single week, and doing a whole lot of crazy things. A little bit under control lately, because they're trying to control me, not letting me go all out. Like, hey,
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Shout out to Vic the Click, Ray, Black Card, beautiful wife Kaitlin. What's up, baby? Deccaddo, Why So Serious? Hanging out. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the show. We're gonna have a fun show today because we're gonna be talking about Gamescom. We're gonna be talking about Saints Row. We'll talk about some of that PlayStation lawsuit that's going on. It's very interesting. Maybe some other stuff mixed in there as well. But yeah, shout out to PTK as well.
Like Pong's lurking.
Pong is lurking today.
Is
Reverend Pong?
Is that Pong Soul?
It is. It's Pong in the chat. He wants to know what I'm going to say about Saints Row. He wants to make sure he keeps me in check, I think. Shout out to Pong. Jasper the Realist, what's up, dude? Lore Master himself.
Not much. Haven't done much today. Got home and my power was out for 3 hours, so I just kind of sat in the dark. Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Sorry, I didn't pay the bill. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, you just spent all your money on Dave Matthews. Forgot to pay the
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I was gonna play Saints Row, but I had to download it and all that stuff. So I didn't get to play it yet, but I'll play it after the show.
You've been doing some hunting help videos and stuff, to let everybody know what to do on Way the Hunter.
Yeah, puts out some guides. They're got me like 20 subscribers, so I'm almost at 200 now. That's
sweet
coming up.
Yeah. Nice. Keep up the guides, man. That's the Lore Master knows everything about gaming, so you need to help everybody out there. And we have the always fuzzy one himself, Fuzzy Belvedere. What is going on with you, bro?
Yeah, not much. Just a bit of racing in GT and Forza Horizon 5. Trying to get some last minute achievements before the the rewards thing closes for the week. But man, watch your stream for Saints Row and can't wait to talk about that because I wasn't going to take the trip to New Zealand, so I gotta wait.
Yeah, I just got back, man. That's crazy. I flew like across the world and got back here all on the same day. It's been a whirlwind. I have jet lag like a motherfucker. What's going on? Psychonauts, the mellow fellow from outer space who's been in another world in probably the last few days. High as a kite over there listening to some music. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I don't know what to say with that intro, but yeah, it's great to be back.
Speaking of truth.
I was in West. Yeah, I know. Hey, but I've been having a good time. Was out in West Palm Beach, listening to some great music, concerts, meeting up with some great people, and having a fucking great time.
Yeah, your pictures that you showed, Kate put in, it looks like Woodstock. That picture straight out of Woodstock, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. So what other bands were there besides Dave Matthews?
Just Dave for 2 nights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't a
two
festival.
Nights of Dave, okay.
Just 2 nights of Dave.
You know what? Dave's worth 2 nights. You can give him 2 nights. Did he sing the same songs both nights? Was it like 2 of the same concert?
Oh no. They have many songs that they chose from. Second night was very epic, so it was very nice.
Nice, dude. Well, I'm glad you had fun. As for your quarterly Dave Matthews trip, it's absolutely awesome to get to check them out. I know you were looking forward to it.
as Pong Soul mentioned, I got noticed by the Dice team where I said I ran Pong so hard in Battlefield, and they just put like they just put gifs of like Homer Simpson like backing into the bush or whatever. Like what the?
That was Dice. That was the Dice guys. That's great. I saw those. I didn't know who those guys were though. Yeah. There was another funny moment that happened when we were playing, and my tank just flew in the air too. And like I made a short of that because I didn't know how to like clip it out and separate it, so I just made a short. But it's that game is so much better. Battlefield. I mean, besides those like couple of things that happen that are crazy,
but that's like funny bugs, you know.
Yes, those don't bother me, right? Like when those happen, like you laugh, right? It's not like those are game breaking or anything. Overall, though, like Battlefield 2042 has been like amazing the last couple nights, bro. We played 6 hours yesterday and did not like run out of fun. I mean, I would have kept playing for another 3 or 4 hours if Pong wasn't so old and had to get off, you know.
Yeah.
I did not get noticed, babe. Only Jasper got noticed, but I think it's because he's talking about ramming.
It's because I'm going places, you know. I know certain people, Kaitlin.
He's a professional panelist, also. You know, they know what's up with Jasper, right? I think so. You know, but yeah, that game, dude, Battlefield 2042, guys. If you could, I saw Def Leppard. Def Leppard actually had hopped in and played with us. He's an awesome guy that hangs out and the chats a lot and stuff and watches some of our content. A great person in the community, and he joined us and was playing the trial for that game yesterday. And he went to I think GameStop and he got it used for like $8.
Oh wow.
$8. Yeah. He told me today in chat, $8 fucking. That game is a steal at $8. Let me tell you guys, that game is amazing right now. If Battlefield 24 launched in the state it's in today, it would be like all over the place. Holy shit, Battlefield's back. Yeah, you know, it'd be amazing. But unfortunately it didn't, you know what I mean? But like, it's worth checking out, everybody. I got to tell you, it's a blast. Check out the stream last night if you want to see some of the gameplay and stuff. We're having some fun. But something else I wanted to dive into, because another game that has launched apparently in a very rough state, we'll get into this first, is Saints Row. So I was looking forward to this game. I saw a lot of the reviews this morning, and I watched a couple of videos and stuff. I'm like, wow, okay. Well, so I know we've been really looking forward to this, but like, you know, it's getting pretty trashed on across the board here from reviewers and stuff. I think it's like, I think it's like a 6 on Open Critic or something like that, or around a 6. I gotta double check.
Yeah, I saw it scored worse
67.
than Agents of Mayhem, which was like their last game that they kind of did.
Right. Which I liked Agents of Mayhem too, right? So, I mean, it wasn't great. I would say this is better than that game even, for me, personally. Oh my God. And it's he's shaving. He's shaving. What's up, 3-Bit? Welcome to the show, bro.
Hey, thank you. I just got home.
Right on. Glad you could be here. Glad you made it.
You look like you're like a golf coach or something. I don't know.
He looks like a golf coach with a hat. Because it kind of looks like one of those Nike hats, you know?
Yeah, and then like the striped shirt or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I came back from tennis, so that's close.
You just came back from tennis?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, man? You been doing good though?
Pretty good, yeah. Been working, but yeah, it's good to be here. What are you guys talking about? I have no idea.
Yeah, we're talking about Saints Row.
Yeah, we're talking about Saints Row. I'm not. You may be coming through the other mic. You might want to check that. I'm not sure.
Okay. 100%. Does it sound? Do you hear it from here?
No, we don't hear that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can tell. I know how your voice sounds. But all right, yeah, I was playing some Saints. No. Playing some Saints Row, and I checked it out after seeing all those reviews. I went ahead and got it and streamed it, right? And a lot of the issues that I saw in the reviews, personally, I didn't really have any issues with, so I can just give my impressions based on what I played, right? But I also do have some more insight into some other things I wanted to let you guys know. So for Saints Row, I did play about 4 hours roughly. I just streamed it today, so those of you that didn't get a chance to catch the stream, I played in the 1440 high frame rate mode with ray tracing on. I chose that mode because that's what Digital Foundry suggested was the 1440 high frame rate. Although they did not suggest having ray tracing on. They suggested having ray tracing off because of the performance, right? So I went ahead and decided to leave it on until I had an issue, right? And then turn it off. So far, 4 hours in, I haven't had an issue really with the frame rate. So I don't know if maybe like there's different builds that some of the reviewers may have had a chance to play before this went live. Maybe it was like a older version without an update or something like that. I don't know. But I can just say, like, for me, when I was playing that, I didn't really have a lot of the performance issues a lot of people had. I didn't come across any major bugs. There's slight issues, like the AI had some issues with it, like with the cars especially. Also with like some of the enemies doing weird stuff. And I had, there was some issues with, like cars. One car would pop inside of another one and it would kind of be like weird shit like that. You know what I mean?
Frame that's always been in Saints Row.
Yeah, well,
like that's where I don't understand people calling out like and putting like lowering the review score like on those bugs. Like that's always been in Saints Row. You didn't call it out then. Like why are you calling it now? You know?
Right.
Like,
there's a lot of things with it that I mean seem pretty typical at the same time for a lot of these kind of games, and they have so far just added to the game for me, or not really taking anything away. But there's also like one of the major glaring things, it does look and feel dated, right? It looks and feels like Saints Row 4. I mean, and I think a lot of people are expecting like this next step, like a reboot. Saints Row is going to be this next gen thing and stuff, right?
But it's that art style too. Like,
yeah, it's the art style. However, the lighting is gorgeous, right? So lighting is gorgeous. The main thing to take away though is I was having a blast. And I didn't really come across anything that was taking me out of the experience of having a blast, right? So nitpicky things aside, I would still recommend that game right now if you have a Series X or a PS5, right? I also will tell you I did take a quick peek at the Series S version. And maybe it's to be expected. I don't know. It just like looked. I'm used to looking at the Series S versions of games, right, a lot because we have Series S and Series X here in the house, and this one looked glaringly different compared to what 30? I'm usually seeing. It really appeared to be. Plus, also I could really tell the difference with the visuals, also, right. Whereas a lot of games I see a lot more parity. It's just resolution. This one seemed to be glaringly different, and there's only one visual option mode in the Series S version. Like, you don't choose anything. But then Series X, there's like 5 different ones, and then 2 of those you can turn ray tracing on or off. So there's actually 7 different options with the Series X version. And I'm playing on the one that seems the most balanced. I would recommend playing 1440p high frame rate with ray tracing on. If you have like a AMD FreeSync monitor or like, what is it, VSS or VRS or whatever?
VRR.
Sorry, it's so many damn V things. VR. If you have variable refresh rate, right, or if you have AMD FreeSync, either one of those type of things, or whatever. It seems like it took care of any of the frame rate issues for me, if that's what it was, right? So I'm having a blast so far. I recommend it for sure. If you like dumb fun, explosions, chaos, funny dialogue and stuff like that, you know what I mean? The writing hasn't even been bothersome for me either. I saw somebody at this tweet going on about like the dialogue with like it showed the girl driving down the road and like her like saying like motherfucker, fucking whatever, and like people were like ragging on the dialogue. Well, the interesting thing was my guy had completely different dialogue in that entire part. So it was just like, it's supposed to be funny of her just or him just randomly shouting out stupid stuff because they're like angry, you know what I mean? It's not actually like part of the main dialogue of the game, and it has a lot of that stuff in it, but the main story has actually kind of hooked me, surprisingly enough. Like, I'm actually into the story. So as far as Saints Row goes, like, I would watch some streams of people playing it now, right? And I wouldn't say don't go based on the people that were playing before the game released, before the embargo was up, because I don't know if that's the same build that I got to play. I'm not 100%. However, also I do know that people playing on last gen versions are having some issues as well. So I can't speak on that at all. All I can speak on is my experience on a Series X, which if you have a Series X, I'll say it's a fun time. So anyway, has anybody else been deterred away from playing Saints Row after the reviews today?
I didn't
Nope.
even look at them. I just bought the game.
You bought it and just bought it.
Yeah.
What about you, Fuzz?
Yeah, I had already pre-ordered it. I was
Right.
holding off on the pre-order to see if there was going to be anything in the Microsoft rewards, so you get like the extra bonus points and stuff. But I was like, I want to play this when this thing launches. And yeah, I understand it's probably not going to feel or be the same as like the previous Saints Row, and that's fine. Like you said, it's dumb fun and like Michael Bay explosion stuff, and that's exactly what I was looking for in
Yeah.
this game. So
You're also not getting a new game till October. So
Yeah. And
that too. Yeah.
I've never really expected that much out of Saints Row, like with visually or like technically, like stuff like that. I just expect like explosions and chaos, and it fit the bill for me with that. It's a blast. What about you three? But you looking forward to this game or no?
Yeah. I don't really care about the reviews. I kind of want to like if a game interests me enough, I'll
Yeah.
like check it out. Reviews has always been like a oh really kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
Good or bad, because there are games that are like 9s that I didn't like, and there are games that are like rated lower and I ended up liking. So I don't know. I do trust my friends' reviews. Like if you play it and you liked it, I'm like, okay, I sort of know what you generally like and if I will like it. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try it. And to Lord Roughness, what he said, a lot of people have that view of Saints Row where they're like, oh, I missed the first two, but they're not ever going back to that type of Saints
Yeah.
Row game. Like those first two Saints Row games were trying to be more like a GTA clone.
And then they
And-
found their identity with 3. It's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
wacky stuff, and that's kind of what they roll with now.
But
They found their
this
identity.
is not as wacky as 4, right?
Yeah.
Or
It's more
Yeah.
grounded than like the
it
third
feels
or
like
the
3.
fourth.
It's like if I was to like put it like 100% on one that's the closest to, it's somewhere between 2 and 3, right?
Wasn't for the one with the aliens, right? That was 4,
Yeah.
right?
4 we just
Aliens,
went
the
off
president,
the wall, fucking
Yeah, that was
chaotic.
Was that the
Yeah,
president?
Hours.
That was the president one.
I was
Yeah.
what the hell's going on?
I think you
Yeah.
fought aliens that put you in like a
Yep.
computer world or some
Yeah.
shit.
Something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I-
so
I
I don't
You're like
mind.
Neo.
I'll say the gameplay feels a lot like 4, right? But
Mm.
maybe refined more past that. It kind of feels like a Crackdown or like a, Saints Row 4. It was chaotic, you blow stuff up all over the place, and like the cars blow up if you bump into them twice. You know what I mean? Like just chaos, all over
Yeah.
the place.
And I generally like games like that. Like, despite the lower ratings and stuff, I feel like it's a game that I would enjoy. Just knowing myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll definitely give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun messing with like physics in those games. Like games like that, you can just have like an hour just sitting there seeing how different shit reacts to like explosions and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, insurance fraud. That's the big thing I want to play, because now the stuff will explode after like a couple of hits. So I want to see the ragdoll physics and explosions all in one like game mode. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that part.
And the surprising thing for me is how much the story's hooked me so far. I wasn't expecting that at all. You know what I mean? I actually like the characters. I like the character when you choose like your personality. I think it's going to have a very big impact on your game. So when you create a character, you can choose like between these different personalities, and it's like has a different voices there. And the character I chose, the personality, like the way that the dialogue is interacting is really good, right? And I feel like I am like attached to the character now. And I get he is like him and his friends, and they're trying to like they can't pay their damn bills. They keep getting fucked over by everybody. Like, fuck it, we're just gonna do our own thing. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where it takes off, right? And I'm kind of like into that now, because I haven't really felt like that whole friend group or anything like that is like some like overly like trying to be, some people say like woke culture and stuff like that. The way the story is told, like my guy feels like a guy that would be in any of the other Saints Row games. The one
Yeah.
that
There's something
with the
appealing
dialogue,
to me about like because I just seen like some like story bits here and there. I seen you playing it a little bit, and that looked pretty fun. It's something really appealing to me about like you building sort of an empire, even if it's just like surface level, like you being control like the leader of a gang, and it slowly like gets better and better. That's what I kind of liked about the third, I think, that started to, or I guess all the sort of
that's all of them pretty much.
I just like that. That's just it's cool.
Yeah, you're building
like,
your gang from that's what I like about
from
this
like
one.
City block to city block, and then you take over the whole city.
And this one is more like one in that regard, where you're starting the gang from scratch. And every other Saints Row is like the Third Street Saints were already something. You know what I mean? And then you were kind of establishing beyond that, or something happened and you kind of had to rebuild or establish yourself again or whatever. But this is like from scratch, right? So it kind of has that first Saints Row feel in that regard,
which I like because it's like a game. It's like it's simple, but it makes it feel like I'm actually accomplishing stuff like throughout the game.
But it does feel dated, and it's definitely different for Saints Row as well. So if you're like a big time like Saints Row, like you liked how hardcore the old ones were, right? You're gonna miss some of that for sure, right? But not as much as I thought with the opening dialogue and how they're talking and stuff. It's pretty funny. Like for example, there was one the auto mechanic place there. It used to be Rim Jobs, right? But the guy's name, like in the story that you're dealing with, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much. His name is JR, right? And he opens up his mechanic shops. And you find out his name is Jim Robb. So it's Jim Robb's mechanic shop. And I thought that was fucking hilarious because they don't use Rim Job, they use Jim Robb now. And it's like a joke upon itself, right? So I thought that was pretty awesome. Psycho, are you looking forward to this game at all, or you gonna get it on sale at some point, maybe if down the road, or?
Yeah, man. Right now, money's tight, so this game definitely was on the radar. I really don't care about the review so much. They're suggestive and definitely help if I'm on the fence. That's what they're really there for, to help you kind of get a feel of the game. I'll get it. I just have to wait. Life comes.
I just didn't know if like any of the reviews turned yourself away, or if you were planning on waiting on this game, or you were excited about it.
No, I'm still excited for it. It's just reviews. It's weird. Sometimes they'll just some of these reviews just bomb the freaking game for whatever reason, and other games they praise and that should have gotten negative marks towards because it's a certain studio makes it, or a certain publisher, and so those things play in a factor. So it's like, I don't know, really, are we gonna dismiss like, oh, Saints Row's not this ultra serious game, like whatever? It's like, it's Saints Row. It's a go have fun type of game, and that's
I get what you're saying. People have like different expectations for, I don't know, like certain studios. They're like, oh, this studio has made it, so they sort of get extra points just for being that studio. I do feel like that for sure. But
what's funny is Embracer Group stocks like tanked a little bit after the reviews came out.
Really,
as the embargo lifted and all these 6s and stuff came out, like. I still think the game's going to sell well. Louis, has this been on your radar, or is this something you've been looking forward to?
Heck yeah. I mean, I love Saints Row. I mean, I asked you earlier if you get to run around without clothes, and if I get to run around without clothes and use that rubber toy I used to use in all the Saints Row,
I don't know if that'll be. I don't know if that'll be in this one. I think that's. I'm not sure. I know
you can take off your clothes.
You can take off your clothes, but I don't know if they don't have it. I don't know if they have
one out of the two.
I don't know if they have a dildo you can swing around. Maybe there is. I'm not sure.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. That was the fun part of all the Saints Row. Beat him up with the dildo. Hell yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's. I haven't come across one yet. There's plenty of those in Cyberpunk if you like playing with dildos.
So here's the thing, though. It got review bombed because of graphic wise and stuff like that.
And optimization wise, one thing which I can only speak to the Series X version because that's all I've played. I saw, like I said, I've only saw a few seconds of Series S. But from what I played, it didn't match up to what I saw in the Digital Foundry video. So that's why I'm questioning if there was a different build out there, because that must have taken them a really long time to do that video, and today is the date of the release date, right? So they had all these different versions that they tested, but when I was playing, I didn't notice any frame drops or anything, and maybe it's just it wasn't substantial enough for me to notice. But that was even with ray tracing on, and they suggested having it off, and there was still optimization issues with that they had. So, but again, I do have an AMD FreeSync monitor like that has that feature on there, so that could have been helping somewhat. But I will say that also I did play a little bit downstairs on a TV that did not have that, and I didn't notice it then either.
So but here's my question though. I remember a couple months ago, I'm not gonna mention any names. You know, this game came out from another company. I'm not gonna mention
Cyberpunk?
names. No, not that one.
Oh, that was a couple months ago.
A couple months ago, you know,
Okay.
February, a game came out.
Elden Ring.
Pretty huge
Elden
game.
Ring?
No,
Yeah.
not that one. No, I'm not
Dying
gonna
Light.
mention names.
Dying Light
Let them
2?
finish.
Well, say the name of the game.
All right, freaking Horizon Forbidden West. It came out with a lot
Okay.
of issues and nobody really
Yeah.
bombed it.
Right.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
that's
nobody
that's
rebounded it.
kind of
That's what I was.
thinking about when
Yeah,
Psycho
Yeah,
was
I was
I mean,
alluding to it too, but you know.
It freaking got like 20 patches on it, and you had save issues, and a couple of things. She got stuck on the floor, went through the floor. She was flying in the sky. I don't know what the hell happened with that game. And it didn't get review bombed. But yeah, but Saints Row, yeah, let's review bomb it because it's got performance issues. But I wouldn't know. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Well, that one had a lot of bugs too, but like,
Yeah,
and this one has bugs too, but like the stupid fun bugs that it, like I don't
yeah,
know.
it's supposed to be a stupid fun game. I mean, it's like if you're gonna play Saints Row, you're gonna see Just Cause into it. You're gonna see what's another game that's kind of messy, kind of like that. But basically, Just Cause with Mario 2 and a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what you're gonna get. It's a whole messy game, and so bugs is not gonna be an issue for me for that game because I know I'm gonna enjoy it and have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I keep getting some fuzzy feedback from somebody's mic.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yep.
whose it is. I'm trying to mute to see if I can figure it out. I think it's either 3-bit or fuzzy, or maybe both. That time it was fuzzy. Yeah, that one's fuzzy. Okay, so I'm getting some weird like feedback from your mic, Fuzz. But the weird thing was I had fuzzy muted temporarily to see, and then I heard it again, and then I think that time it was coming from 3-bit's mic. So there's like weird stuff going on all over the damn place right now with the. Oh well, it's not a huge.
Well, my
deal.
mic was muted for most of that.
Right. So there's a little bit of feedback coming from your mic, Fuzzy. Like it's like a fuzzy sound.
I think it's the fan on the laptop itself.
I
Let me
think
see if I
that
can.
Yeah.
The reason Saints Row got review like low is because kind of going into this, there's like that kind of that hive mind mentality of this game's already going to be shit anyway. So by the time it got to reviewing it, that was already kind of implanted in people's mind that this game's already trash. So let's just
dear Lord.
Trash it even more.
yeah.
Well, Pong's saying too, like he said, majority of the reviewers for Saints Row were consistent with not only mentioning bugs but also talking about story missions and characters not being good.
Like, I
So-
don't get why they don't
So
do
they-
that for other games. Like, I get it. Like if it's like it's good to mention bugs for sure. Like you should if you're doing a review and you're talking about bugs. But I feel like major AAA games that do have a lot of bugs, they tend to like not mention it in reviews. Like you find it because of users or something, and then you play the game. I don't know.
I'm wondering if they're comparing this to like a GTA as well, or like expecting some like next gen type thing, like that's going to be really blowing people away, or like it really. Like here's the thing, like I played several of the main missions, and I thought they were pretty freaking epic. Like the one we were going through was like Mad Max. We're going through this canyon.
Yeah.
You know, I was going from car to car, taking out guys on turrets and going on a train. There's all these badass takedown scenes. And another reason why I think there may be a different build that the reviewers have is because one of the things that Digital Foundry pointed out when they were doing their take on the game was that a lot of the takedowns were messed up and not working right, and that when you did a takedown, the guy wasn't there. And they said it wasn't all the time. Every time I did a takedown, it was like 100% what it was supposed to be, right?
And that funny thing is that bug has been in the past Saints Row. So like, why are you calling it out now?
Right. I get calling out bugs. I'm just like, for me, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the missions. So I can't speak for other reviewers, Right,
Even
but
had
if
a
I
guy
was to
who-
review the game, I would not agree with that take. I would review it opposite of that, like so far, because that's my favorite things in the game so far, right? But there's a lot of people that reviewers out there people respect. But also, I'll say that ACG was a very respected reviewer. He also said that what's that? Wait, the hunting game was fantastic, and that game is buggy as hell and fucking broken.
Well, he changed. He updated
changed
his
it?
review the
Okay.
next day. Yeah, he said wait for it because there was some ship. There was
Oh,
some
so he
problems with it.
changed. He
Yeah.
changed the review, right? Okay. So maybe people will change this review with a different build being out and some of the bugs being gone and stuff. I doubt that though, right?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like I feel that like what Jasper alluded to earlier about the hive mind. It's like if one disses it and gives a bad review, it's like they copy him. Not I shouldn't say copy
Well,
and paste.
the thing with this was all
but
embargoed before release, so like none of them could have known.
I mean, they talked.
You know.
yeah, but they
do
they
talk.
can. Yeah, it's like the alpha test. Like the testers, they could talk within each other, but you can't talk to the public. So they're all talking amongst each other.
But I
And
mean,
then
just leading up to this game is already negative too. So
Yeah, and it's just so if one experiences a bug and someone doesn't, but they don't want to be coming out and be like, I didn't get no
Yeah.
issues. They just want to join in and be like, yep, it's buggy as fuck. Disown this game. Don't even
Yep.
pick it up. It's like, why? I mean, it's unfortunate games come out now. Even day one, they have day one patches for a lot of these bugs. But there's so much involved with making these games nowadays that they were back then that it has it's to get 100% bug free. It's really freaking hard. There's going to be a lot of polish and a lot of years of doing, working on a lot of bugs. So it's, if it's a fun game right now, fine, so be it. They'll work on those bugs and fix it. That they don't give up like EA with with EA, with Battlefield and Anthem. They're like, we gave up on it, sorry, never mind, we'll move it on to the next project. Yeah, they're not going to do that. It feels they're going to fix
Oh,
whatever
man.
is the issue, and and then it's going to be a great time. So if you are not going to pick it up right now because of the reviews, hold out for a sale and pick it up later. Saints Row is
Yeah.
always a fun game. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you generally will know what you like, and I think like I do think devs should definitely track down bugs and release a game, especially if you're paying for it and things like that. Like I felt I don't know if it's a day one patch thing. I'm wondering if it's what Mav is saying. Like these reviewers just got like an earlier.
See, I didn't get
version,
like an
especially-
update, but like
or
maybe because they got the game like at least 3 days ago or so, at least, because I saw people playing it on my friends
I mean,
list,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? So it's possible there's a different version, but I don't know if that's the case or not. But I can only say that my experience, because I watched the Digital Foundry Room because I was trying to see like, hey, what is it that, which mode should I be playing in? Because I wanted to choose the best mode for my stream, right? And I chose the 1440p 60 one, because, or not 60, but high frame rate mode, because that one was pretty consistently high in the frame rate with being 1440, and they said it was the best balance of everything. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with that. But they said with ray tracing off, right? Because like with ray tracing on is like pretty much unplayable, right? So I was like, I'm gonna leave it on and see what happens, and if it comes a problem, I'll turn it off. And you guys know this because I do this immediately when I start playing a game. If I play a game and the frame rate is ass, or even if it's 30 or something or bad, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I cannot play a game with a bad frame rate anymore. I downloaded Hunter Call of the Wild to compare it to the other Way of the Hunter. And the second that game started, I was like, holy shit, I can't do this. Right? Like, and this happens like all the time. I couldn't play Watch Dogs Legion because like I had already tried Valhalla at 60 frames, right? And I saw that,
Yeah, it's so
and the
weird.
Watch Dogs Legion only came out at 30. So I like, if a game has a frame rate issue or something that's going to bother me, I will immediately try and fix that over anything else, right? The entire time I was playing that game for 4 hours, with ray tracing on 1440p high frame rate mode, I had 0 issues, right? I'm not going to say it was a perfect frame rate. I don't know, but maybe it's my FreeSync that helped that. But it's like, it doesn't match up to what I saw even watching the Digital Foundry video, especially with the bugs of like the takedowns and all that stuff. So I'm thinking maybe there's a lot more of that kind of stuff that's in that version of the game potentially that the reviewers all saw, and it helped take them out of the experience. There was nothing that I played that took me out of the experience about having fun, right? And I feel like reviews, especially these that take early and all these reviewers and they have the same take, it happens a lot. And but it doesn't necessarily mean everybody's going to agree with it. You know what I mean? And I think all of a sudden when you have some big reviewers that all have the same take on something, all of a sudden it becomes the consensus across the community that this game is trash. This game is bad. Don't play this game. Oh, it's another one of those games. They're trying to rip us all off. They, you know, all this kind of stuff, you know? But at the same time, I'm sitting there playing it. I just spent the $60 on it, and I'm like,
yeah, but if you spent $10 extra, you would have got quality.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh,
$10. Damn.
Yeah.
That is Jasper's 100%. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt they should have charged 70. You're right, Jasper. That would have fixed everything. That would have fixed everything.
Totally.
Man.
Just like Forbidden West. Everything.
It would have gotten at least a 7.5.
Yeah.
At least 1 point.
It would have been nominated for Game of the Year. All right.
But
$70 would have been nominated.
I'll be honest with you though, I don't care if there's bugs in the game, because back in the day when you got a game and you put that CD in there, that's what you had. If it had bugs, it had bugs. The only issue that I do not tolerate is saves. If the saves have an
Watch
issue,
Dogs Legion. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I ain't playing that. No. I'll wait till they patch it up and fix it. I'm not going through that.
If the bugs don't respect your time, right? Like that's the thing. So the other, I'm just saying, like, don't let these like immediate reviews. It's got a 67 right now on OpenCritic. Just like watch some streams, right? Watch people play it, ask people you know, like their opinion on the game that have actually played it, at least for a significant amount of time, after launch, right? And see what they say. And if that's for you, it's for you. If there's things about it that bother you, then that's fine too. You know what I mean?
It's crazy though, but like I see this sort of hive mind mentality of like,
it's always
I
been
watched
in
another
gaming,
stream,
dude. Always.
but it's so crazy. It was like, because it's been weird. Because I've been like really busy lately, and I jump into news conversations and gaming news, and then jump out and I jump back in. So I like see it, I don't know, differently. But I jumped into a stream where a guy just started the game. Like he was in the menu, and he was like already having a mentality, this game's gonna suck. And then like before the game even started, he had that mentality. So whenever anything happened, he's just playing the game. You're playing it
with a negative
for
mindset,
the expectation,
looking for something bad to happen.
Yeah, you're looking, because you're looking at these reviews. You're like, oh well, if they're feeling this way, then I have to feel this way. Even if you are having a good time, you're like, well, I guess I'm having a good. You know, it's so weird. Not to say this game is perfect. No, I want to make it clear that most of us on this panel, like, if you play the game and you agree with the reviews, and awesome. I think it's just more so like, try it. Or at least like look and look at the gameplay, see if it's something you would personally enjoy, is my whole thing, instead of like listening to a consensus of this negativity. I don't know. But I also, I don't know, I'm weird. There's certain games I know I would enjoy with bad reviews, and there's other games that have great reviews, and I just that was kind of bad.
I'll give you one. Dante's Inferno was a game that didn't get that much good reviews, and it was a freaking awesome game. I was hoping for part 2.
Oh yeah, that game was awesome.
Well, there's a lot of games that are really shit and buggy as hell and get amazing reviews that come out and they take off, because guess what? It's like from a small studio just starting out. It kind of takes off into this weird trend thing, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about it, loving it, and everybody's caught up in the hype. And sometimes it can be buggy as fuck, right? But because people are so into this right now, the excitement and or whatever goes into that community, and it gets great reviews. I've seen that a lot of times too, right? So, for example, PUBG was a broken fucking mess for a long time.
Oh my God!
It was
no.
janky as hell.
Today is beautiful.
Yeah, today is great. But how many years did it take? What I'm saying is like,
oh dear Lord. Oh,
it was a janky mess, right? And
Yeah,
like
it was.
people's like it's the game, like one of the best games you're ever gonna play. But I'm not saying people shouldn't have fun with that or that's not a good game. What I'm saying is like some games get a pass when it comes to things, and because of the excitement and hype behind whatever's going on with it, and then some games automatically get like, oh, well, I'm gonna be looking out for this one. You know what I mean? It happened with Far Cry 6, right? Far Cry
Yeah.
6 had so much negativity leading up to launch about it being another Far Cry game. Like, oh, it's the
dear
same
Lord.
fucking formula again. Another
I
Far
remember-
Cry
I remember
game.
that.
I was like, well, what do you want it to be? It's a Far Cry game. If anything can do the Far Cry formula, it should be motherfucking Far Cry. What do you want it to be?
Exactly.
Like a Lego Star Wars? Like it's gonna be a Far Cry. You know, it's another Far Cry game. But because of like, oh, the same old stuff, you know, people got really like into their feels about it. And guess what? It got like some decent reviews, but holy shit, if that isn't, for people that have played a lot of it, it is a fantastic Far Cry game. It's probably like the most stuff to do in any Far Cry game. It's like the biggest map. It's crazy. It's an absolutely awesome game. It runs 4K 60 with great graphics. It's beautiful. It's like the epitome of Far Cry, right? But it got trashed for being that because it wasn't different. I feel like Saints Row is getting trashed for being different, but also not being the same.
Either.
Yeah, because
It's
At the same
being
time.
the same
Different
as
camps.
3, but not the same as 1 or 2, which I guess for whatever reason people want that more so than 3. But then people love to pile on. Like one of the games that I truly enjoyed that a lot of people piled on, and it wasn't that broken as far as like, yeah, you would have an enemy spawn on top of a building or something, but was Mass Effect Andromeda. For me, not playing the previous Mass Effects, it was a pretty good game, considering that I'm, you know, like a Star Trek fan. It was
I
more
just gotta do with the faces in
Trek-like.
that game.
Yeah, but that for me, that game was fine. I enjoyed it, but you know, oh, it was like the worst thing that, you know, BioWare could have ever put out. And you know, then Anthem came out, and I love the gameplay. I just hated the lack of content once you reach endgame,
Yeah.
or the variety of content, because you could still do like a lot of those. They didn't call them cauldrons, but they were like the missions at the end. There was only like 2 to
Yeah.
choose from. So after a while, it's like, all right, I could either fight the spider or I could fight the robot thing, and that was basically it until they came up with a new one. But yeah, I don't know. I look at it as, if you're on the fence, you know, do like what you guys are saying. Look at some of the streams of other people, especially ones that you've already like kind of entrusted, as far as like some of the feedback that they give you, or some of the reviews for that matter. Like I'm a fan more so of ACG as far as his reviews.
Yeah.
But then again, there are some things that, some things he'll review that I completely disagree with him on. So it's like you have to take the good with the bad. Basically,
that's the thing with reviews, is you got to realize somebody's opinion and their views on gaming or what they enjoy may be completely opposite of you. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, it's just a person that has there's not like a fucking certificate of like you're a master at gaming and you have the right to have a better opinion than anybody else when it comes to gaming, right? Now you can have a lot of insight and you can have a lot of history with gaming that maybe gives you more like knowledge on gaming as a whole, but you can't say what other people are going to enjoy. And now, I'm not saying all the reviewers are trying to say what people are going to enjoy. They're just trying to give their opinion. It's a personal review, and they have people that are looking forward to that. But for me personally, I hold almost no value in reviews anymore. Like back in the day, it had a value because you couldn't get any footage. You couldn't see people streaming it. All you had was the marketing material that was out there that the developers and publishers put out, and then it was like a gamble. So the people that got to play it, they were kind of like your voice. You're like, what is it? What is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? And that review held a lot more weight back then. But now you can like just watch people play, or like especially for games that are in like a service like Game Pass, you can just try it yourself also, right, without any risk. But there's so many other ways of seeing a game now, and seeing if you think it's for you or not, and not necessarily having to rely on somebody else's opinion. You know what I mean? So,
and I think a lot of people look for these development checklists.
Yeah.
And or if you don't meet these checklists of being a AAA game, then it's a failure. And it's sometimes weird that games get punished for their own identity, like you're saying with Far Cry and Saints Row not being Saints Row enough, or maybe being too. It's a weird sort of bubble to be in for sure. I always thought that I don't know. There's certain reviewers that I would follow for many years, and then they would have a very opposite opinion of mine, and Angry Joe's one of them. I used to love his videos, and then one time he did a review for I can't remember what game it was, but it was for a game I enjoyed, and then he was like, I hate this game, it's trash. I was just like, I don't know, it made me realize that these are just people's opinions, and I at the end of the day, when I'm playing games, I just want to have fun. If the bugs are enough where it'll ruin my experience, like I'm trying to genuinely play it and then I can't, like Call of Duty, then that's where I'm like, wow, yeah, I don't want to play this game. I'll give like the negative sort of connotation for a game. But for the most part, I play games to have fun. So if it doesn't need these AAA checklists of does it have ray tracing and all that different stuff. Like, while I love that stuff because I'm a developer and I love to see that stuff, at the end of the day, is the game fun? Yes, cool. I want to play it.
That's why I used to love the Game Pro reviews. They did it really well. They did sound review, they did control review, graphics, fun factor. Those for me were the best reviews because when you saw that, it gives you like pretty much everything on the whole game. Now they just review it completely and just smash it all up. Instead of saying, okay, graphics, let's give it a 3.0 from 5, but the fun factor of the game is this, because I think they should go back to those review days. And
I don't like the numbers. I like when they say like buy or wait on it or whatever, buy or pass, because like I just hate numbers. I feel like everything's a 7. It's like I don't care. Like, what does that tell me?
7.
Yeah, it's like,
7 over 10.
Not everybody hated this game with the reviewers too. Like Game Informer liked it. They gave it 8.5. Destructoid gave it an 8 out of 10. If I was to be forced to giving a score like early on without finishing the game yet, like the first 4 hours, I would say like an 8. I didn't have any issues with it really. There's minor things that I thought were funny, and then I had a blast. But also that's just my opinion. So somebody else may not like it. So watch streams, get your own take on it. If you like games like Crackdown and the old Saints Rows, then you're probably gonna like the feel of the gameplay and stuff. It was funny. I was laughing, a lot of action, a lot of chaos, right? So it kind of met my expectations, really.
You even got a Wolverine guy in the game. Guy with Wolverine claws.
I was fighting a guy that had wolf claws. That was badass.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And then he got smashed by a RV. Or no, 18-wheeler. Yeah, he got smashed by an 18-wheeler. Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, like that's the thing. Like there are these big review sites, and like again, like if you find some value in some reviews, whether you buy a game, that's perfectly fine. There's some reviews. It's like a Switch. Sometimes I'll look at it like, this looks like it's not the game for me, and then I won't try it because of a review. And sometimes it'll be the complete opposite. It depends on the game, I guess. But what I trust more is I guess a friend group. Like if Jasper says like this game sucks, I'm probably not going to try it just because I trust Jasper's, like what games he likes, I might like as well, right? So what Marlesco said, he said I tend to get recommendations from friends for games rather than reviewers, and if you have like a friend group and generally what game they enjoy, then I trust those more than like these bigger sites for sure.
Well, the fun thing is you can do a thing called insurance fraud in Saints Row, and that's going to lead us into our next topic: Sony being sued.
Nice segue.
That is a good segue. Yeah. Speaking of Sony being sued, did you own a Sony PlayStation 4 or 5 between August 2016 and today? Do you live in the UK? If you are a
No.
Sony PlayStation
No.
console owner and since 19th of August 2016 have purchased a digital PlayStation games or made in-game purchases via the PlayStation Store, you can be part of this claim. Please see our FAQs for more information and may be eligible for compensation at a later date. Alex Neal, a longtime standing consumer champion, is bringing legal proceedings against Sony PlayStation to hold them account for excessive pricing in relation to digital games and in-game content. In the UK, it is illegal for companies to abuse their dominant position. This includes directly or indirectly imposing unfair purchase or selling prices or other unfair trading conditions. We believe that PlayStation occupies a dominant position in relation to the digital distribution of PlayStation games and in-game content, and that it has been unfairly charging its UK customers too much for digital games and in-game content purchased through the PlayStation Store. Okay, so
Wait, so what? A consumer champion?
Consumer, somebody that basically fights against corporations on behalf of consumers. They do. Some of these guys do a lot of bullshit lawsuits as well. And I don't know if this holds any weight to it or not. Right? And this could be another one of those situations. However, there is 9 million people behind this now in the UK, and we're gonna see where it goes. I think that some of the takes on there that I had read were pretty interesting. I'm going to read some of the things about the claim and then we can discuss it, right? So it says about the claim is about essentially since at least 19th of August 2016, we believe that Sony has been exploiting its UK customers by charging them too much for PlayStation digital games and in-game content via its control over the entire PlayStation ecosystem. We say this is a breach of competition law. Who is the claim against? Claims against Sony Interactive Entertainment Europe Limited, Sony Interactive Entertainment Network Europe Limited, and Sony Interactive Entertainment UK Limited. So how is Sony breaking the law? Isn't every business entitled to earn a profit? So this is where they're going to go. He says companies making a profit isn't wrong, but unlawful behavior at the expense of their customers is. We believe Sony's conduct in relation to PlayStation amounts to an abuse of a dominant position, which is in breach of UK EU competition law for the following reasons. A, Sony has a near monopoly on the sale of digital games and add-on content through its control of the PlayStation Store. So that's one that confuses me. Is basically saying like you have a monopoly over your own storefront.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, doesn't every person have a monopoly over their own storefront? Like
Is it like the payment options? Because I remember, I don't know about you guys, but I literally can't use maybe it's just my PlayStation is weird, but I can't use a regular credit card on PlayStation. Apparently it's like you have the same one?
Yep,
and you have to use like a PSN card, like it or PayPal or
is that your
PayPal
bank
was
blocking it because it's the Japanese company? Because I know like my
Maybe.
bank will, if I try to make a payment to something that's like a foreign company like Nintendo, it won't go through. I have to like confirm it.
Well, worse with Nintendo, but maybe me and Crazy Lui has the same. Like, I literally can't buy a game on PlayStation Store without first paying for a PSN card or something like that.
Yep.
You have
Is it Amex or Discover or no?
Right?
Well,
I don't know why.
I tried all my cards. It just I don't know.
that sounds like when they got hacked back in
Mhm.
the beginning of the PS4 era. I think that it was like, okay, instead of having credit cards saved and trying to refund all these, fraudulent charges, that's what your experience is, that you're getting that if it's like a network card or whatever, it's it's only whatever that amount is, and they don't have your credit card data and whatever else. So
there may be a simple answer to this and what they're trying to describe as
I was
monopoly.
wondering if that was related.
I have no idea where they're coming from with that. Somebody out there might be able to explain. It could have something to do with adding funds to like in a specific way, or it could be the fact that they don't allow any other storefronts.
The only
or
thing
something.
I could think
I'm
of
not
would
sure.
be like the developers, like they can recommend the price they want to set, but at the end of the day, Sony's the one that actually sets that price.
But that would be their developers.
Well,
I think other people set the prices like for their games, right? Like
what I'm saying is like a dev can be like, we think our game can be $40, and PlayStation can be like, okay, we're going to charge.
Well, they
$50
tried to
we
do
don't
that
care.
with Destruction All Stars, remember? And they were like, "Wait a second, we got to look at this. We're definitely going to get sued on this one."
Well, one thing that it could possibly be linked to, because this is the case in the States, is that the only place to buy digital games for Sony is their store on the console. Like now, I got to
Right.
double check to see if Amazon still offers the digital version, but to my
Or
understanding,
delisting games.
So you can't buy
and then-
digital keys like through like online retailers and stuff like that, right? For
Right.
PlayStation.
like they did that not too long ago, like, and it was a big to do when they pulled all of that from like Best Buy and GameStop not too long ago here in the States, but no one's brought up that type of lawsuit against them. But the only place to buy any digital game on PlayStation is PlayStation Store. You
Right.
can no longer go into Best Buy and buy those cards. You can buy them for DLC or for like,
So there's no
you know,
like
in-game
retail
currency.
aftermarket for any of those cards or anything like that.
No,
Right.
yeah. Before I used to buy those games digital on Amazon, stuff like that. Now all
Yeah.
of a sudden it just disappeared, and I have to get a PSN card, like Fuzzy said, and
Mhm.
put it in there.
I'm
so
I'm
no
trying to
one's
see
gonna
where
buy
they're
it.
coming from. I don't. That's.
But what
I
about
mean,
delisting games? Like they have like a 70, like it'll be a cheaper game like Uncharted. They did this a couple times. Uncharted, or what was another game they did? Ghost of Tsushima. A newer game, a newer version of that game comes out, and they delist all the cheaper versions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
that's true
Repeatedly.
too. They do
that-
that. Yeah.
That is kind of like
So-
a price fixing thing at that
Mhm.
point.
So
that might be
that's
part of it.
where that would be part of it.
Yeah.
I think. If
But was their argument that they're just not like adjusting prices for like Europe or whatever? Like,
Well,
Is that
there's
what
more.
they were
There's more.
overpaying or whatever?
There's E. There's an A, B, C, D, and E. That was just A. Okay, so this
Oh,
is
okay.
B now.
Yeah.
Sony uses this dominance to enforce strict terms and conditions on game developers and publishers. Now, this one I can see with them having a little bit of a point. Although I don't know if they have any right to not be able to use their dominance to be able to help with negotiating deals with publishers, right? This would go into them doing things like the blocking Game Pass or doing like
dear Lord.
using
The
their weight
exclusivity.
of like convincing developers to make sure they put their games on their platform over others, because if you don't, we're not going to do a deal with you in the future type things, right? That kind of posturing, you know what I mean? They've been accused of before numerous times of that kind of thing. From developers themselves as well have actually come out and kind of said stuff like this. I remember one indie game developer that actually made public, and they kind of railed on Sony about some of their stuff, and that rubbed them the wrong way. So C says these terms allow Sony to set the price of digital games and in-game content and charge a 30% commission on every purchase of digital games and in-game content from the PlayStation Store. Well, that's pretty standard as well.
Mhm.
So that's not only because of those terms, because that's what everybody charges is 30%. Hell, Google charges 30% on freaking super chats, right? Like everybody, it's kind of a standard. 30% gets taken off of pretty much anything with the digital ecosystem for a lot of things. Now,
So-
PC is
if-
different, I think.
If I send you a super chat, Matt, they take
Yeah,
away 30%.
if you send a
100%.
$100 super chat, they take 30. He gets 70.
Nah, wait.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. That
Motherfuckers, man.
sub
That's right.
subscriptions.
Now you
know,
gotta
all that
say.
stuff.
Now you gotta send 130 so you can get 100 bucks.
Yeah.
No,
Just kidding.
Now-
just kidding.
that's
now-
just the way
now
it
I
is
feel-
with Google. That's
now-
memberships
now-
too, like all that stuff. Yeah.
Now I feel sad, man. I've been saying all that stuff with love and this. What? No. I ain't
Yeah,
cool. That ain't
and I
cool.
mean,
Yeah.
that's just beside the point. Like, PlayStation, Xbox, they all charge 30% right now. Xbox has said they would go lower on PC.
18.
Mhm.
yeah, Epic charges.
Yeah, it's 12 to 14 or
Epic
something.
dropped their price right on PC, right?
Yeah, Epic also
yeah.
dropped their
Micah said
pricing.
15%.
Right.
And
So
if I'm not mistaken, Apple dropped their price, but you have to be a dev or a developer that sells under 1 million units of like your game or software or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
So that's one thing that competition helps, right? Like with all the different PC launchers out there and PC market, PC always gets a better deal of everything, right?
Yeah.
This
I'll
is
be
part
honest
of the
with you.
reason people have against, or even more against $70 games on PC, because they know they're like not even having to pay the same fees that they are on console.
Better
I mean,
performance.
I mean, that's. I
Or
won't get
if you
into it
have
right
it.
now. We'll talk about that.
I'll be honest with you about something with Sony. Ever since Sony talked in Brazil, it's all been
Their skeletons are exposed.
I'm
Yeah.
not kidding you. I mean, ever since like that day when they talked, I mean, I literally told everybody that day. I told everybody that asked me what's my opinion. Said they fucked up. I mean, I don't know what, but and I was like for that throughout the whole week, I was waiting for them to come out and make a public statement and say, hey, you know, that guy that was in Brazil, we fired him and said, hey, he made a mistake. We want Microsoft, to get the Activision Blizzard just to cool down the things of what that guy said. But nope, they just let it roll. And then Microsoft came back and literally exposed them and said, hey, what you guys are doing with third parties, you're blocking them to go on Game Pass. And after that, Sony has been all quiet. Nothing's been going on, and now this comes up, and I'm like, dude, ever since they talked, they fucked up. They should have been quiet.
Yeah,
they should have never said that.
Yeah, they were the only company. There was like a bunch of companies that they asked what they thought about the acquisition. Everyone's like, yeah, it's fine. Sony's literally the only one, I think, that
they
had a problem with it.
They should have talked.
So let's see. D, this results in excessive and unfair prices to consumers for their digital games and in-game content. And E, these prices are out of all proportion to the cost of Sony providing these services to its consumers, to its customers. The one interesting thing I will take away from all this, guys, is $70 $70 games. Yeah. Again, there's no reason for it at all. Period. Point blank. Never. But that's not what this was about anyway. That's not what this is about. But you can see, like, the storefront, they're making so much money across the board that they're getting this. People are actually trying to. I'm not saying their lawsuit's legitimate, but they have a class action lawsuit against them for being like overcharging people, right, for one way or another. And then you still have people out there capping for $70 games, saying, "Oh, it's necessary because of inflation."
But in order to do a class action lawsuit, you need several cases, or you need several people coming forward for you to do a class action. You can't just one person or one company can't just do it. You need like a major let's just say 20, 50, let's just say 100 cases of people having good examples of what is happening, that they bringing up these A, B, and C.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn $70, Gran Turismo $70, God of War $70.
Yeah. No more $70.
See, that's the thing. This is where I stand. It's with this digital age that we get the games that now they don't have that physical store upfront costs. They're not making discs anymore. They don't have this buy display shelving spots, and they don't have to do a lot. They're saving so much money. That's why Xbox is still $60, because majority of their sales are digital. Because look at the features we got. Quick resume. That is something that you're not going to be sitting there buying discs with quick resume, because guess what? If you can fly between all your different games, let's say if I want to play Horizon one day and then my buddy's like, hey man, I'm playing Halo, then I can jump on Halo, and then when we're done, then I can go right back to Horizon. And then if I want to, I'm done with that and I just want to chill, I can throw on Power Wash Simulator. That's all digital, and that's the great thing, is that that's why we're still getting the savings.
It used to be a thing. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that, that's why Xbox hasn't gotten $70, because of the savings that they passed. It's like, we're saving a lot of money. So instead of jacking up the price $70, up to $70, that we're keeping it at 60, because we're making it up on that end with digital. So
and us here at Microsoft, come on down to Redmond, Washington. We're passing the savings on to you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And people are like, oh no, $70 games is quality. No. Guess what? Because those same quality games from the PS4 were $60.
I will never understand the mentality of people wanting them to spend more money. Like, give me $80. Like, that's why I like Game Pass, because it's such a good deal and it saves money for gamers and stuff like that. But my whole thing is, in the past of when they start putting microtransactions in games, it used to be like
Oh,
the
dear Lord.
caveat used to be it's free to play, so I guess, right? But now they're putting it in these $60-$70 games, or they're adding microtransactions. I never really agreed with it was $70 for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
People say that they increase it to 70 because of newer technology, or they need more money because of this new technology, and they refuse to acknowledge like PC having the better settings or having the higher settings. If you really want to get there, you're like charging an additional thing for a settings thing on Xbox. Like when the generation first started, they're like, oh, we'll make it a $70 thing, but it'll be like a next gen patch. So if you want to have a next gen patch, it'll be $70, and then on PC it's still the same, because the PC community would rage, right? You're trying to charge them $70 for what, right? Their own rig. You're charging them for their own rig.
Yeah, they bought the
$70.
card.
They bought the it's not money. They are making more money. The gaming business is making more money than ever before, especially with microtransactions in the mix.
Yep.
So there should be a decrease in price, actually, with the amount of money that these developers are making, because of they're adding more monetization to games than ever before. It's becoming like standard for a lot of games, and expected. So if it's becoming expected, there shouldn't be a price increase. It really is all about money. It has nothing to do with we need more money because development costs. I don't ever want to hear that, because it's not true. It's really not true. It's pretty much the fact that they can get away with it. That's all it is. Sony can get away with it. They know people are going to support them for increasing the price, which never makes any sense to me. It's literally about they can do it, so they're gonna do it.
Well, back to the case. It's not about
Yes.
$70. I think it's just like the way they. Well, there goes Louis. I think it's just the way they control their store. I think they're just not allowing the devs to set their price, and PlayStation's like kind of overriding them and be like, we'll charge whatever we want for it on our system.
I'm back. Whew. I died there for a second.
But also, I don't think this case is like actually going to go anywhere. I think they'll either settle it or just end the lawsuit eventually, because I just don't see like them wanting to fight it out anyway.
Right.
Who is it? It's UK.
Yeah.
I don't know. UK is pretty strict. Like UK is pretty strict with their rules and laws. Like they force Steam to do a lot of stuff, actually. Like Steam had to change a lot of their storefront policies because of the UK. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
I don't see fucking Sony paying out $5 billion. I think they'll find a way to settle it before they end up paying $5 billion.
Yeah. You're right.
You were talking about the whole PlayStation $10 charging thing. Here's the thing, though. I remember the other day, Aaron Greenberg, they asked him about why they didn't charge $70 for games. He said, that's why we have VRR. That's the whole point of that. VRR does all that automatically, so we don't have to charge people $10 more. So that's why we have it on there. And I was like, pretty interesting thing. He actually did mention that he thought, what?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I hiccuped.
Okay. Okay. No, he was actually talking about on how the VRR is helping. Is it VRR, right? Variable refresh rate? Did I say it right?
Yeah.
All right. The VRR is gets the games to where it's supposed to be, and it does it for free. And he was saying that he was thinking first off as fans, as gamers, what would they prefer? Pay the 10 or get this option? And I said, okay, let's add this VRR into this, so that way games could get automatically the update instead of having two versions, the PS5, PS4, pay 10 extra bucks. So that was a pretty good move on Xbox side to add that VRR.
Smart delivery, you mean?
Smart delivery.
Yeah, okay.
That's
I was like,
oh my
losing me
god,
there. The VRR is like the refresh rate thing.
Oh, it's my bad. Yes, I got lost. Smart delivery. Yes, he was talking about the whole smart delivery thing on how, yes, on how that literally just optimizes the game to where it's supposed to be, and they were sitting down saying that we thought as a fan if you wanted to pay the 10 extra bucks or just put the smart delivery on this, and that's it. And they went with the smart delivery, so that was a smart move on Xbox to do that.
Yeah,
Really smart.
I think like some of it is just like
For
Sony
consumer.
didn't care about doing that because they just wanted to be able to charge twice for the same game. You know,
Yeah,
it's like not
pretty
even
much
about
so.
the 10 extra bucks. It's just about being able to resell the same game again. That's why we're seeing Last of Us remake again. And we're
Oh,
seeing,
no,
you
no,
know,
it's the remaster of the remastered remake. That's what I call it.
it's the remaster
remake.
make. Remaster make.
The remaster make. Yep. That's it.
And I'm not saying there's an issue necessarily companies doing remakes of games. I love
Yeah.
that, but you know what I mean. It's not necessarily as one that's still holding up really well. You know,
Imagine
like,
if you remastered Halo 2
They did.
again,
That would be
and
awesome.
then you charge $70 for it.
right.
I would pay it.
You
But see,
pay-
with the Halo,
Yeah.
with the Master Chief Collection, you got like 4 Halo games, right? For
Yeah.
$60, right? When one of them was a remake, and then you had actually 2 versions of the first game because you had the remake plus the original one because you could flip in between, like
Same
on the
for Halo
fly.
2.
Same for Halo
Well,
2. So you technically
it's
actually
Halo.
had 4 games plus 2 extra 2 remake versions of 2 of the
The
games.
remake, yeah.
Plus you had ODST
And then they added,
and Reach.
ODST. Yeah.
So then you ended up getting 2
That's
more
insane.
games. So you ended up getting actually like technically
$10 per game, pretty much.
yeah,
Like,
and it's pretty damn crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and then you get multiplayer maps for all of them, and you get all the Forge
They had-
mode. You get all
yeah,
that
they had
stuff.
Spartan Ops, which was a whole other like game, pretty much by
Yeah,
itself.
all that stuff,
Oh,
all of
alright.
that stuff, right? And they got criticism even for that, right? Back when they did that, you know what I mean? And obviously, it had some issues, right, when it launched, but
Yeah.
there's definitely, remember last gen, at the beginning of Xbox One and PS4 generation was the, you know, it was a definitive edition, right? And you had all these definitive editions of 360 and PS3 games kept coming out, remasters and all this stuff left and right, and you bought games that you just bought 2 years prior, right? But they were improved in a lot of ways, and we bought a lot of them. But that kind of died with smart delivery, Louis. You know what I mean? It's like smart delivery with Xbox was like the answer to that, to make sure it didn't happen with their games, and they offered it to all these publishers. And some publishers were like, okay, we're going to do that. Some of them were like, no. You know what I mean? So then you had a lot of free updates and a lot of free updates to a lot of games and adding value and all this stuff. And like, but some of the publishers were like, hold on, no, we want to screw our customers over some more because we like making more money, and this is bad for our business. You know what I mean? Because we can resell GTA, we can resell all of these
Control.
things over and over again. And what's wrong with that? You know, that's our business model. It's the way it's always been. You see the industry keep changing now. You know what I mean? But I think that's just some of the stuff, you know, how people have been getting overcharged. But that's one way. And you can say dominance could potentially have an effect with that as well, to be people be more willing to do it because you have such control over the market that you don't need to worry about what the competition's doing. But that's not really, again, what this is all about within their own ecosystem.
Yeah.
And like allowing options within their own ecosystem. And that's one thing that's I don't really understand, because I don't really know a lot of ecosystems that allow a lot of options within it. Like, so I'm curious where this is going to land.
But-
I kind of agree with Jasper. I don't think there's a lot of legs to this thing.
No.
But we'll see where it
Unless-
goes.
Yeah, unless they're really talking about, you know, the way of being like, they took away the option of buying digital games through like Amazon and things like
Yeah.
that. Maybe that's what this is really about. Like, now the only way to buy digital is through the PlayStation Store. As with Xbox, you can go through you can go get keys, you can go through
Yeah,
Amazon,
there's
you
that.
can go
For sure.
everywhere. So they possibly are looking at that like, listen, like, why are they restricting to just only one way to purchase this game, as before they had multiple? That could be what this is really about, if they actually take it to court, if it gets that far, if they don't settle out of court.
Yeah, and the only other thing I think that may have some weight to it is using their dominance against game developers and publishers. You know what I mean, for like contract negotiation.
But
and stuff to make those games not as good of a deal as they could be potentially, or keeping them away from other platforms if that was a part of it. So we'll see where it goes, But
Here's one last question for you guys: are we actually seeing next gen with all this $10 charging extra? Are we actually seeing it, or we're still
yet
not?
to come. I don't think
Still
it.
yet to come.
Yeah, still.
I mean,
yet
I
to come.
didn't really expect anything anyway. It takes usually a couple years for you even start
Couple
seeing.
years,
Like,
The $10 isn't for next gen.
Yeah.
It
It was for the controller usage.
they postured the $10 for extra across all the publishers as in like a necessity, right? A necessity for game development in today's current market, and they separated it with next gen to get people used to paying it on future devices, on these next devices and stuff. It's not really because of the quality of the game is that much better on next gen, because that's bullshit. And PCs had higher spec even the last gen than what the some of the next gen consoles.
$70 games aren't doing very well though that I know of, right?
Yeah. Well,
so
yeah,
best example.
None of them are selling over 10 million units that are solely 70.
God
Only
of War
ones
will.
that are. God of War is probably the
Call of
first
Duty
one
does.
that will.
Call of Duty does.
Well, no, but see, they still offered the $60 previous gen version
Right.
when it did. So Vanguard had that crossover where most of its sales were on the previous gen ones, as far as the $60 SKUs moving that needle close or above the 11 million or whatever they reached, in sales of that particular copy. But yeah, the one thing I do want to add, or I wish they would add to this lawsuit, is the lack of refund policy. Because that's like the biggest egregious thing for Sony's store. Like if you ever try to refund something or like return a game, let's say you pre-ordered it, you change your mind. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I say good point, Fuzz. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, but if you buy a game and try to refund it or return it, they won't let you do it. And then, some people will, take the next route, charge it back with their bank, or their bank might do it themselves because you made a whole bunch of purchases and didn't add all of those items to one cart. You did like 3 purchases within 3 hours, and the bank does the chargeback. Guess what they do? They lock your account. And the only way to reopen that account is to accept the charge for those games that either you
forgot about that.
Yeah, you didn't want or don't want anymore, or you may have changed your mind. Like, hey, I pre-ordered the basic edition, but I want the gold edition. Well, you better still buy that basic edition. Wait, so you mean tell me if I want the gold?
They've done that multiple times, actually, Fuzzy.
For that refund thing, like I know certain countries have laws. Like Australia has like a pretty good law, like where they have to offer a refund for everything. But I don't know. I think it's like only like 30 days or some shit here is like for the US, like you have to offer a refund up until that point. But a lot of people don't even know that. So it's like.
But what Sony does is like, okay, you want a refund? They lock your account.
Yeah,
that's what.
If you go into the terms and conditions, it's probably like Sony's like, if you want a refund, you have to mail us a card or some shit at this post office. It's like, who's the fuck's gonna do that? It's like,
yeah, but that's one thing that I wish somebody would bring that lawsuit to Sony, as far as that's their biggest, I guess you could say, blight on their store, for at least for me. Because, and it's not if you have like a fraudulent charge, because even if there's like you contest a fraudulent charge, you still going to have that locked account issue after the whole hack that they had. So anything beyond that hack, you're hosed. But I don't know, and I would love to see them allow digital games to be available for purchase at Best Buy again, because Sony wants to control that price and whatnot. But if Best Buy decides, okay, we're only going to make $10 on this thing just to kind of move it for the holidays or whatever, let them. It's still a sale for you guys. Sony's already got their money. It's Best Buy that's going to take the loss if they cut the price. So it is what it is.
That's one thing actually I'd give praise with Microsoft, where the refund is pretty damn easy on digital.
And they refund you everything. Like I remember I bought For Honor for like $100, I think it was, just to play the heck out of it. I played it for like 4 or 5 days, literally just partly, and then I've just never played it again. I was like, let me get a refund on this game, because I didn't really like it. And it was like 2 or 3 months later, and they refunded me back the $100. Already had a price drop on a whole bunch of stuff. They refunded me everything. So that was pretty
Yeah.
amazing. Sony, I bought Persona 5. I played it for an hour, did not like it. I was like, hey, I want a refund on this game. Nah, no.
You're
Big hassle. No,
Yeah, you're not getting that refund.
you're not getting a refund. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
hassle on that.
Sure.
See, what I was gonna say just a moment ago, about games that are the higher fidelity on PC with over PS5, because the greatest example right now that we are seeing is Spider-Man Remastered. Even on PS5, does not look as good as it does on PC at max settings. So those are settings that they put in that are in the game already, that all they have to do is code for it, pretty much flipping the switch and having that really crisp ray tracing. And
But I don't. It might cause performance issues for the PlayStation where it won't run at a steady 60. That's why they don't. do
No, yeah, but I'm just saying it's there. So for them, what is the extra $10 that they're charging if they're saying that they're putting that extra?
Well, did
bit
they add
of-
extra development to get that stuff going though? That's what I would have assumed, right? Like, now, I'm not saying that you need to charge extra $10, but like, I think that maybe some development went into it on PC because there would be no reason for them to optimize past the PS5 originally or PS4. Or
I mean,
even,
with PC, they have more work to do on PC because you have to optimize it for
many.
Yeah,
so
it's not
many
like the
different
PS5
cards.
remaster already had those things in there, and all they got to do is move it over and then unlock it. You know what I mean? I think they have to like do some more optimization and stuff for the PC.
But the
You know what I
point
mean?
is like what Psycho was saying, like they do more work on the PC for the most part, and it's still is probably going to be 60 as opposed to the console where it'd be 70 sometimes.
Well, Spider-Man's what, 60 or 70 on PC?
60.
60, but that's a really old ass
Yeah.
game, right?
But I think it's 50. Is that what you're saying?
Was it
Psycho, on PlayStation?
Miles was 70? Well, so the
Yeah,
remaster.
Well,
is
it
60?
was
Yeah, it was
Miles.
50 on PS5 with the $20 Miles Morales.
It was
DLC.
70 at launch with when it came out for
Miles.
PS5. It was $70 with Miles,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think Spider-Man now alone is 60 on PC. They're releasing it like a full price new game. On
But the
PC,
problem
right?
was they charged 50 for God of War when it was God of War 60 on PlayStation on PlayStation 4, and it was 50 on PC. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you kind of
Well, the other thing is too, if you look at what they're doing, like with Last of Us, The Last of Us is probably going to be $70 on PC, right? I have a feeling
They're going to try.
The only reason Last of Us Remake exists, guys, and I'm going to tell you this right now, and you probably don't even are thinking of this, but this is why that game exists. Because they wanted to release it on PC, but they didn't want to just release it in its state from the PS4 version. So they wanted to go ahead and give it all the bells and whistles, and they're like, well, shit, why don't we just release this on PS5 also? We'll sell it on PS5 at 70, and we'll get our Last of Us, which is one of our classic franchises. They said they're adding all of their IPs to PC. So if you go into Last of Us, you're going to start with the first one, but they're not just going to go and put the PS4 remaster in there. They're going to put a newer version of the game in there that is even more impressive, and they're going to go and put it on PC. So that's why that game exists, because they have that PC market. Otherwise, if they weren't planning on putting it on PC, I do not think they would have made The Last of Us Remake whatsoever. I think they'd be working on something else.
You also have the TV show to add on to it.
That's a
So
good
it's
point.
coming up with, that's the TV, just to promote the whole thing. Game, TV show, and everything.
Yeah. That's also why
Those
they
are
announced
some-
the PC version when they announced the console version of that game.
those are some amazing games. But we got some more to look forward to tomorrow for Gamescom.
Yes, we do. I love your
Is tomorrow
transitions.
Gamescom?
Can you do that every week? That's amazing, Jasper. Thank
Yeah,
you.
the Jasper segue.
Jasper segue. It's a Jasper segue. I could have a little like Jasper going across, like so with a segue, like
He's
across
just
the screen. Yeah, it'd be amazing. Would love that. All right, speaking of Gamescom, we are having Gamescom tomorrow. There's also some rumors swirling around about stuff that could be announced around Gamescom. Hey, what's up, Tom? Gamescom coming in the next week. But we do know there's going to be some awesome stuff there for sure. High on Life is going to be there. Also, let's see what else. I had a list.
Hogwarts
Legacy. Keely put out a list again.
I don't want to. I don't want to see that
Callisto, I
game.
think.
Callisto,
That hurts.
yeah, I'm bringing up the list. I had it. I lost it.
A good job.
Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
problem.
It was in my email.
Kate told me.
Sonic
here we go.
Frontiers, I think. Is
Sonic
What?
Frontiers, Hogwarts Legacy.
Is that this year?
Sonic Frontiers is supposed to be this year. It's supposed
rumor
to be.
was, I think, November 15th or some shit. I think there was a leak, like, release date for it or something.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Hogwarts
Didn't they
Legacy,
get into the lane?
the Callisto Protocol, the Outlast Trials, Gotham Knights, yes. Unknown Worlds new IP, Honkai Star Rail, yes. I hope that comes to consoles and not just mobile. Goat Simulator 3,
Yes.
High on Life, The Expanse Telltale
Yeah.
series, Return to Monkey Island, plus more. There's more surprises coming, guys. More to be announced, he said. I think this is going to be a few actual surprises at this show. I think there's going to be some interesting stuff. Borderlands is going to be there, I guess, as well. Because Keely tweeted at Borderlands, said, "See you tomorrow." And he put this little picture of 3 of the characters from Borderlands. Also, they did announce the date of the Game Awards today on his timeline. It's coming to the, December the 8th.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. We're going to have... I think it's going to be a good show tomorrow. We're going to be co-streaming it here on the channel. Anybody that's available can join for that as well. Appreciate anybody in the chat that is there as well. We're going to... I think it's... What time, Jasper?
2 p.m. Eastern, I think.
2 p.m. Eastern, so 1 p.m. Central Time. We'll be live here. I don't know how long it lasts. There's going to be lots of commercials
I
because
think
it's a
it's
Keely
like 2
show.
hours.
Yeah, two hours only?
I think so.
Usually his are 3 hours, an hour of advertisements.
Well,
We'll see. So we'll be co-streaming that here and looking forward to stuff. Anything particularly that you guys are looking forward to or want to see? The one rumor swirling around right now is that Ubisoft Plus could potentially be announced at this event coming to consoles.
or just Gamescom in general. Maybe not
Gamescom
Keely's, but
in general,
yeah.
not necessarily Keely's sake, but around here, some kind of announcement. Ubisoft could be saying that Ubisoft Plus, they could give the date that it's coming to consoles.
Wasn't there a rumor or like a nod that Kojima is going to be at this with Keely, or was that the Game Awards? Am I thinking?
I don't think I've seen
I mean,
anything
he
about.
follows Keely around anyway. So it wouldn't
I
be
think I
surprised.
saw something about Kojima being there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a matter of them announcing or giving more detail on the Xbox partnership or the game, but
Which
I
Sony did
think
not have
it
anything
may-
to do with. I have to add that real quick.
yeah, it's not going to be the Death Stranding that's later tonight or tomorrow or whatever, but it's supposed to be whatever that new cloud experience. I think they're finally either going to name it or show it or something along those lines.
How crazy!
Oh yeah, go ahead, Psycho.
I was going to say, how crazy if it's finally PT.
Oh well, that's a Konami thing, so that would
Nah,
he'd have to get
fuck
back
it.
with them. One thing, guys, this popped in my head real quick, and I want to make sure I don't lose it. So, fuck, I might be losing it right now. No, with the what were you just saying, Fuzzy? Damn it! Oh my
Oh,
god!
about
Death Stranding.
Psycho!
Kojima's game and
No, okay, before that. Oh my god.
about Death Stranding tomorrow.
Kojima, Konami,
Come on, guys. help me out
Gamescom,
here.
Jeff Keely.
PT, Jeff
PT.
Keely, Silent Hill.
VGA.
The abandoned game is going to get announced again. Every Thursday.
Oh my god, I remember what it
The
was.
abandoned game has been abandoned.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with anything we were talking about.
Oh,
But I remember this popped in my head. The whole like PlayStation lawsuit thing, bringing it just real quick. It's really bad timing for them to have that lawsuit when they're trying to make a case against Microsoft.
Yeah.
I thought about that earlier. I meant to bring that up earlier, and I had to say that again. If they're trying to make a case to these regulators against Microsoft and shit, and then at the same time they have this class action lawsuit go against them from 9 million people in the UK about overcharging
And they're the only
people,
person
right
doing it.
And it's
That's what I
talking
said.
about their clear industry lead and manipulation over like the ecosystem and stuff. Like that.
Hey,
that's
we're
like the
fucking
worst-
customers over left and right here in the UK.
Like that is such a horrible fucking timing for them to have this lawsuit come against them right now. right? I just had to get that out. Anyway, okay.
I said it earlier
Coincidence?
though. I said it earlier
Yeah.
before that comment they made in Brazil is gonna bite them in the ass, and it did bite them in the ass really hard because after that
Yeah.
comeback when Microsoft came back at them, I mean, literally when I read that, just that little part about third-party developers, I was like this. My mouth was like, oh crap, this is gonna get nasty, and it's just getting started. Also, last week wasn't it with Cult of the Lamb? They were like, oh, they didn't let it go on Game Pass. I mean, that was something that exploded last week, and people were looking for that. And it's insane on just how Sony literally messed up with that comment. It's just insane.
All right, so yeah, Gamescom.
Gamescom, yeah, that's good. Gamescom, yeah.
Is someone-
Gamescom.
What the hell?
Who's fucking
playing the
bongoing?
bongos?
I know. I was like, fucking sick beat, yo. Probably 3-bit because he disappeared.
The game I'm looking forward to at
It's
Kilo
not
Show
me.
actually is Sonic Frontiers. I kind of want to see more of that game.
Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
Sonic
Yeah,
Frontiers.
we definitely need to
Yeah.
see more of that.
You think it's got? You think it's going to be the next big thing in Sonic?
Well, I like kind of Sonic's been kind of stale for me because it's just, like the same shit over and over
Yeah.
again. So I'm kind of excited for the new open world aspect. Kind of hoping it's kind of like a Breath of the Wild where like it really just blew up Zelda again for me
Yeah.
because it changed the formula so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did themselves a disservice showing that game, like, I don't know, that like in that state or just that level, because there's actually a lot of cool levels in Frontiers from what I've seen, like in
Mhm.
different previews. So they actually did it kind of a disservice, but yeah, it looks really fun. I love Sonic.
One point to that too, Jasper, is I feel like all the other Sonic games that have been coming out are just other ways of re-releasing the old
Yeah.
Sonic games
I mean, they
again.
are.
Every single one is like, we're bringing these back to life like you've never seen them before. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I've seen that before just last year when you released this other version of that same fucking game. And then the year before that, and the year before that, like Sonic Mania, Sonic Generation, or
Origins
Sonic
or whatever,
everything.
yeah.
Sonic
Yeah.
Origins, Sonic, they just release like so many of those. Like, how many times can I go into Green Hill Zone at the beginning of a fucking Sonic game that's supposed to be new? You know, it happens every time. I still love it.
1999.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see like this kind of break that chain and give us a brand new Sonic experience. So that's a good point. What about anything else? Callisto Protocol, guys,
Oh,
high on
yeah,
the list.
definitely.
Yep, obviously that. I was trying to
That
think
and
something
High
that may
on
not
Life.
be up there.
Max Payne games. I hope they show the Max Payne remakes. Was it 1 and 2? I hope they
I don't know if Rockstar will be there, but that's a good point. That's kind of went quiet.
Oh,
That kind of went quiet, yeah. That'd be a
Yeah.
nice one. Also, if Ubisoft can be shown, I hope they do show some Splinter Cell. We haven't had any updates
I
on
doubt
nothing
that.
on Splinter Cell.
I highly doubt we'll see Ubisoft for that. That would be an E3 announcement because that's a highly anticipated game for Xbox.
Well, there seems to be this Serenity rumor going around.
I like how you added 4 Xbox.
I'm an ass.
No, but there's, I guess, Serenity. Somebody found like a placeholder. I think the same one that leaked the
Found the
whole
Ubisoft
Ubisoft
Plus,
Plus thing. That, you know, more than likely it's going to be talked about as far as being in Game Pass. Maybe Ubisoft shows that new Serenity game or whatever the placeholder is for Serenity, which I'm figuring is probably Assassin's Creed related.
Yeah.
But don't they have something in September as well for Ubisoft? So I don't know if they're
Yeah,
going
I
to
don't
show
know-
in two
yeah.
places.
I know they said they have upcoming events, but I don't know if they ever gave a date for when they're actually supposed to do it, you know?
Yeah, but
It's hard to say.
Callisto Protocol is probably the highest one on the list, and then High on Life. Those are like the main two. I'm looking forward to seeing more, visuals and updates and whatnot for.
Yeah,
Right
I
on.
want more Hogwarts. There's not, I wanted to play it. I know 3-bit wanted to play it like this year, but to get more
That hurt.
trailers,
I think they
more
said they're going to
gameplay.
focus on stuff outside the castle at
That's what I want to go into the Deathly the Deathly Woods. Is it
Deathly Hollows.
no, Deathly Hallows is the place where Dumbledore and the Potter's Lift, the forest, haunted forest, or anyways, wherever the fucking forest. Like, how far deep can you go into the forest? Because that's where we
Forbidden
saw
Force.
the Forbidden Forest. It's where we see the centaurs and all the magical creatures, and we got the spiders and everything. So
Tarantula.
because like the Fantastic Beast movies really didn't focus on the fucking beasts too much. Like, oh no, I gotta go chase one, and that's it. I was like, what the? I'm like,
It's like a side plot.
yeah, it was just weird. So I really hope they kind of focus on the mystical beasts and fantasy creatures and Harry
And
Potter, because
I asked for one thing this year. This one game. I was like, okay, well, we don't get Starfield, but at least I have Hogwarts.
I know.
That's all I wanted.
Hogwarts has been the one people have been predicting the most to be delayed. Though.
Yeah.
I know.
Dang it! I should have listened to people. I guess. What do I have now?
A lot.
I have Sonic,
October
I
is
guess.
really busy.
Callisto Protocol,
Modern
Call of
Warfare
Duty.
2.
That's this
God-
year.
God-
High on
God of-
Life,
God of War
Scorn.
probably. God of War probably
Scorn,
tomorrow.
okay.
Oh,
So
you can be
that
all
That was
over
just like that was
Skull and
still my
Bones.
most. That was still my most. But yeah, there are some games to play this year.
Yeah, there's
Like High on
quite a
Life,
bit.
I'm interested in. Scorn, I've been tracking the development for that game for years.
What about
Yep.
God of War
Very-
Ragnarok? You said like God of War was a masterpiece for you, right? So
Yeah, I did love the first God of War. Yeah, I forgot about Ragnarok. Yeah, I'll definitely
Yeah,
play
you
that
just
one.
haven't
It
turned your
could-
PlayStation
Okay,
on in,
I got
in about a
some.
year. So
Yeah, it's dusty, but I'll play some Ragnarok.
Speaking of
The
which-
one game I was really looking forward to was Starfield and stuff, but earlier next year, or next year is the year of gaming.
Yeah, I
In
mean-
general. Like that's gonna be the year. But Callisto Protocol, I'm looking forward to. High on Life, I don't know too much about. I only really know much about it because of you guys.
did
I'm
you watch
just
the
excited.
E3 show?
I don't
last
remember.
year?
I
I'm
remember
excited
seeing
for it because it's made by the people who make Rick and Morty, and I just like that
Mhm.
funny comedy stuff that they do.
It was at E3 this year,
Yeah.
3-bit.
I don't remember seeing it.
It
Oh,
was the guns
3-bit.
talk to you. They're like funny, like they're like voiced by
Yeah.
comedians and stuff.
Yeah, I got some trailers and
That's
stuff like
right.
that for you. 3-bit about that. There was an interview with I believe it's Jason, his name.
Justin
And
Rowland or whatever. I think.
Justin Rowland, and he really went in depth
Yeah,
and just the different things and why the characters, because you got to look at the guns. The one thing he said, the guns are like your companions. That's why they speak to you, because you got to go save them, and because they're being because they were being used
Like
as drugs.
captured.
Like, yeah, because you're being pretty much humans are being used as drugs in this game. That's why it's High on Life. So it's like a weird
Sounds
thing.
very
It's-
Rick and Morty-ish.
One of the guns
Oh,
is
dude,
like a
yeah.
gun, but he makes kids, and his kids are the bullets. So he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I could just make more kids. Just keep shooting my kids at my gun."
that's great, dude.
Yeah.
This stood out to me at the Xbox show, for E3, and it became one I'm really looking forward to. It did get pushed back, but it's still this year. It's in December, and it is being shown at Keeley's show. So we'll get to see it. I'm really looking forward to Gotham Knights. We've been seeing a lot of Gotham Knights, but every
Yes,
time
I'm
I
actually
see
looking
it,
forward to
and
Gotham
my
Knights.
hype level goes up. That's the one.
I think that's
hoping
my
didn't get
most.
delayed. You think so? We'll play co-op.
went gold
3-bit.
already.
Let's go.
That's my most anticipated. Yeah, let's do it.
I don't want to be Red Hood. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to be shooting beanbag bullets.
Well, you
all
can
right.
be anyone. They said you can play as you can have
Yeah.
4 Robins if you want.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to be Nightwing. I want to beat someone with my batons.
Right on.
Black and blue leotards. Let's do this.
What about you, Louis? Is any specific games you're looking forward to for
Oh
Gamescom?
man, pretty much y'all mentioned everything. I mean, like I said, I want to see more Max. I hope they do show Max Payne. This cross fingers, they actually do show Splinter Cell. I want to see more talk about that. If it does come up, of course. And that's about it. I mean, you mentioned pretty much everything. High on Life, Scorn.
Yeah.
I've been following Scorn for a long time too. Like 3-bit's been doing. Oh,
Hell.
maybe. Nah, I don't think that could happen though. Probably Avowed. No, Probably
Yeah, I
a
don't
little
think
bit of
that'll be
God.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
if we're gonna go unicorn type
Hmm.
games, then we're gonna see the Elder Scrolls 6
No,
from
it's not,
Bethesda.
not an opening
you know,
night live for
You
Gamescom.
might see
What?
about
Yeah.
it Game
No,
Awards this year.
no.
yeah, Game
Could
Awards,
be.
December 8th.
Yeah, the Game Awards, you'll see like a big thing or
Why?
two, right?
Why
we'll
does
see.
why does it have to be on my birthday? Why, dude?
I mean, there's
Game
a lot
Awards.
of games we did not see at
Yes.
E3, so maybe.
Yeah.
We'll
Game
see.
Awards, we'll
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
something. We'll see something at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Fuzz,
Oh,
what about you, man?
Plague's Tale. Yeah, forgot Plague's Tale.
I don't think that'll. They haven't mentioned that one for here yet either. But there's a couple more surprises. So.
Well, that's going to be at Xbox's thing, right? Plextel?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think
Yeah.
so.
There's,
for-
there's another Xbox show.
Yeah, Xbox has like 6 hours of streaming content or some shit this
Yeah.
year.
Mhm.
When?
Like
in
for
Gamescom.
me, yeah, for me, Callisto
When-
Protocol
Oh.
and High on Life are the big two. But as far as hopes and dreams, I don't know if is EA going to make any appearance at all there.
I don't know if they said anything.
Yeah.
Dead Space, you mean, for Dead Space?
No, well, Dead Space would be a nice one to get an update on as well. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping they talk about Need for Speed.
I think we're supposed to
It's-
get some kind of September something from EA Fuzz.
Okay.
Maybe around when Ubisoft Forward is, because I
Okay.
remember like this was a couple weeks back or maybe a couple months ago. I can't remember exactly, but there was a lot of talk at the time. There were some leaks about November games, right?
Mhm.
And I think it was maybe around when Call of Duty's date was revealed and people were talking about November release dates and stuff. And I think Tom Henderson had mentioned that November 4th was what's currently slated potentially for Need for Speed, right? With an announcement maybe in September, if I remember the leaks properly or the rumors. But that's what I remember vaguely from that. So I think there's coming up in the next few weeks, we should have some news from EA regarding a couple of their games, probably Jedi Survivor as well, and also probably probably Need for Speed, and then who knows what else. But
Maybe Compulsion's game.
Compulsion's game. But what we might get here is Ubisoft Forward, Ubisoft Plus. Announced because it would make sense if they wanted to get ahead of their Ubisoft Forward, which is slated for September. If they wanted to take advantage of this week to do the Ubisoft Forward and Ubisoft Plus announcement and say, yes, it's coming to console, blah, blah, blah on this date, and go ahead and do that. That way they don't have to spend any real time on that during the Ubisoft Forward event. They can, at that time, all the games that come out, and yes, come into consoles and blah, blah, blah on Ubisoft Plus. You know what I mean? So that way everybody's already has it in their head and stuff. So there was the Italian Twitter account that you shared, Jasper, that had actually found some Ubisoft Plus stuff, I think, in their Xbox's like website database thing. So there's some stuff out there but also we know it's coming. They've already announced it. So at what point are they going to bring it out? And I think they should bring it out before Skull and Bones launches. That's their big game for this year.
Yeah.
And pricing that at $70 may entice people to sign up for their subscription service, right? So we'll see. I think.
The other thing that came out today is Quantic Dream is supposed to reveal something at Gamescom.
Right.
Gamescom.
Another Quantic Dream
interesting.
game. They have the Star Wars game they're making.
Yeah, but I think that had some rough patches or something.
That got canceled or something.
Did it get
right?
canceled?
No, it didn't get
officially,
canceled.
or- Yeah.
No, I think they just had some rough
Development
anyway,
issues.
Yeah, these games are a ways out, but what do we got look forward to this week, Matt?
I need a little. I swear I got to put that.
Segue.
I'm gonna put a little like video, and I'm gonna have it on my Stream Deck. We're gonna just hit the button and have Segway Jasper roll across the screen. Babe, can you help me with that, please? Thanks. All right. Speaking of games coming out this week, this is the time of the show where we look ahead to the games releasing for this week. Lots of stuff to play here. And let's take a look now with tidbits.
I love tidbits.
It's catchy.
You love tidbits. I need to make that. longer, so that way I have time to set up tidbits. I try to do it like before the show, but then my camera stopped working, so I forgot that I did not do it now. So we're going to oh, you know what, it actually did do it. Hold on. Okay, it's coming, guys. I promise you, tidbits is happening.
That's what she said.
Oh, there you go. Okay. First up, everybody, on tidbits, games releasing this week, we have one that everybody's been talking about. One's familiar to a lot of us, and this is coming out on PC Game Pass. Let's go. It's called Death Stranding.
It's got Norman Reedus in it.
Remember, Sam, every parcel is a promise made to a person in need. And they're counting on you to deliver.
Yeah. Counting on you, Sam.
Difficult.
Yeah, is this the
Half-Life collaboration?
The heck?
It's the PC Game Pass announcement trailer.
Break some dice.
Interesting. God, this game's so gorgeous. When graphics are insane.
Yeah. The faces are some of the best I've seen.
You love her. There.
PC Game Pass.
Wow, it's so weird seeing the PC Game
with the
Pass
Xbox logo, Microsoft.
The Xbox
yeah.
logo. It's
PlayStation
so weird.
Studios. Oh no, that's right. That's not PlayStation.
The 505.
Kojima Studios. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, guys, I want to watch that again.
Okay.
because I missed some of that stuff you're talking about. What the hell? Like, I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah. And then like I like the Death Stranding trailers because it has like a little eye blink. I think in the very beginning as a transition.
Games. So it does say Sony Interactive Entertainment there.
Every parcel
Wow.
is a promise made to a person in need.
Although Sony says they didn't have anything to do with bringing this to Game Pass.
They just made the game.
They financed it. They were the sugar daddy.
Unite the divided. I need to finish this game.
One more time.
I really like it.
Ultra-wide support. New difficult.
Half-Life collaboration. What is that? I never saw that.
Half-Life is a game?
No, I know that.
DLC.
What I'm saying is like with Death Stranding, how is it like? Where did that come
Some
from?
skins and stuff.
It looks like
Right.
like something from Half-Life. That one thing walking.
You
the-
love her.
Like the Strider or whatever.
Yeah, I've just never seen that with Death Stranding before. Maybe I just. Anyway, okay, cool.
Yeah. PC Game Pass. Wow. That's so weird. Cool.
Next up, everybody, we have a little game called Midnight Fight Express. I know a lot of
Same day as Death Stranding.
Yep. And this is coming to Game Pass day one, right?
Yep.
You know the
Basically,
saying,
John Wick
get knocked
Simulator.
down, get up again, that whole spiel. Well, it's time, partner. Time to rise up. Together. It's happening. The big guy's actually going through with it. While I sat at his side, seeing lives as dollar
This does look really good.
I had the stink of corruption all over me. And you know who put it there? Nah, not him. Me.
So this is the 23rd. That's like tonight or tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tonight, or it might already be out.
What?
Yeah.
Is it on Game Pass?
Yep.
Yep.
They won.
I'm playing that right after this show.
It might. I don't know what time it releases. It could be one of those like afternoon release games or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh,
what
you think
time
like
it
3
is.
a.m.?
It could be
Or-
3 a.m. or 3 p.m. like they're doing
The
sometimes.
new trend
now.
is doing like fucking 9 a.m.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, guys. That's gonna be fun. I might stream that tomorrow if I have time after the opening night live.
That's cool. I really want to play that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next up is Saints Row.
I know what it looks like. A brilliant plan gone off the fucking rails. You think it's some pendejo messed up, and now all these poor bastardos gonna choke on an all
This is out now. If you live on the East Coast, or 9 minutes if you live on the East Coast. It's out in the UK.
Keep your eyes and
The
ears
midnight
open.
launch everywhere.
The next few minutos could mean the difference between
How
becoming
are you
Santo
playing it
Ilazo's
early?
numero uno
I'm in New
cuerpos,
Zealand right now.
or just another notch in some punk stolen gun belt. So how does an up-and-coming gun for hire like you wind up in a hot mess like this? Let's rewind. You might not know it yet, but you and your friends are about to found an institution, the Saints. And if you want to be your own boss, you're gonna need to bust some heads. First
This
step
is a
in the
5-minute
journey is
trailer?
launching a startup. I mean the fun
Is it?
kind. Illegal,
Holy shit.
criminal, and not exactly on the
Oh,
up
dang.
and up. And it all happens here, in the southwestern paradise of Santo Elisa.
Try to keep up this time.
This
All right.
dusty jewel is a hot
That's a good
spot
stop.
for
Yeah, it's a good stopping point. It kind of cuts off into like, hey, here's what to expect. I again, guys, I recommend it. I know it's getting a lot of shit out there, but anyway, I had been having a lot of fun with it. Next up, guys, we have another game that is a long-running franchise that maybe Fuzzy would be interested in this one. I'm not 100% sure if you're into these kind of games, Fuzz, but it is a racing game.
Yeah.
F1 Manager 2022.
This is not a challenge for the faint-hearted, where the 20 best drivers in the world come
I
together
just like
to
that they
take on
have
some of the
sim
world's most
games like this,
historic
almost like
circuits.
the
And that legacy
football
continues
manager
today.
or the basically
It's
FIFA
lights
manager
out,
thing.
and away we go.
I love power. Just stay in the car for a second.
Can you
There's not
actually
much in it
race
at the
in
front,
this game,
with
or
the
is
two
it just
cars constantly
picking
vying
up
for
stuff?
first place? It's
I
a
don't
thrilling
think
battle
you
with
can.
neither
I think
driver
it's
giving an inch.
basically you pick the driver
We
for
might
your
still be early
team,
in the
you set up the
Right.
season, but
team,
that
you
doesn't
probably
mean we can sit back and
set up the
relax.
practice
Everything
times
is
and
up for
the
grabs,
components
and
and
nothing is certain at this
research and all
stage.
that
Stuff
stuff.
that they could add to regular F1, but instead they decide to sell it as a separate game.
Here we
You know
go.
what? At some
fucking
point, they need to offer these as a bundle because the non-FIFA game, they offer the manager one and the actual gameplay one. So it should be like a 2-for-1 bundle.
Maybe a
Like
cool
60
game
if you
mode
just
or
buy the
something.
playable game, and then the manager
Oh no, it's a
part
threat.
for like another,
Pit lane.
excuse me, $10 or $20 would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never played one of these manager games before. Football Manager, F1 Manager.
Drive every decision.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
I mean, how many decisions can there be? Like, drive fast, win. You know, make turn left, turn right.
I gotta lie,
No,
that
I get new
actually
tires,
looks
change
kind of
oil.
fun.
I
fun to me.
think most of the decision making stuff is like what you spend the money on for the team.
Yeah.
Like, do they focus on the engines or the chassis and all that stuff?
Oh, the G universe.
Yeah, next up is SD Gundam Battle Alliance. That last game was F1 Managers at PS4, 5, Xbox One X and S, PC. Saints Row, PS5, Series X and S, and PC. Why is there no Xbox One or PS4 version showing up on that release list for Saints Row?
I don't know.
For Saints Row?
Yeah,
Oh, they skipped it? Wow.
I think they did skip it.
There's Xbox One versions of it. If you go to the
it's just not
Microsoft store, it
listed
says there's
here.
yeah.
It's
I don't
weird.
know.
Midnight Fight Express, PS4, Xbox One, Game Pass, Switch, and PC, and then Death Stranding's Game Pass PC. Okay, so I had not been mentioning that, but this is SD Gundam Battle Alliance coming out to everything. And
On the 25th.
Yep.
A place where many stories come
And
together.
we're not going to watch this whole 5-minute trailer, guys. Don't worry.
That's where the break happens. That's where a new story is constructed.
I've not.
I tried to get the one that had the most gameplay, but
Yeah.
it mixes a lot of the story stuff in the beginning, though.
And the story
I think there's a
begins.
demo of this, and I haven't really heard too many good things about the demo.
I played the demo, and I can tell you all about this game.
Is it?
Is it trash?
SD Gundam Battle.
It's It's like Micro Machine Gundam.
New Gundam action RPG
And-
game coming.
It's
Oh, that's what you mean by micro. They're
Yeah.
chibi
Gundam
versions of
stories
Gundam.
distorted by break phenomena.
tiny itty bitty.
It's like
and
chibi
it's not
Gundam.
very fun.
Into true history.
Is
like
that like
Gundam
a toy
Kids.
line, SD Gundam, or a show, SD Gundam?
Powerful visuals, dynamic motion.
I know the Gundam, what
It's a
Gundam is, but
Gundam.
I don't know what SD is.
It's just like a
Small
different
with various weapons.
storyline of Gundam.
Right, standard definition Gundam.
Charge the SPA recast gauge and unleash your special attack.
Oh my god.
Each mobile suit
So is this
Graphics
like
are
a
better than I
tactics
thought.
game?
special move.
No, it said action
This is
RPG.
the
Action
new
RPG?
generation of
Okay.
SD Gundam action.
It's starting to
Developed
skip a
new
little
unit
bit
with the
for me.
capitals and
Yeah,
blueprints you
if you
obtain in
watch
the
it on
field.
Restream, it does that.
Development completed.
Enhance your
They're
mobile
showing
suit to
all
your
the great
Okay.
stuff.
All the great stuff. Okay.
Yeah, they're showing all the great stuff.
There's a lot of not
Those are
great stuff.
far. That's far and few between. It feels in this game, and you have to level up your character with what you see there: the HP boost, melee range. It's just it doesn't feel like it. Just the mechanics doesn't flow right. That's just weird. That's all.
Right.
Try it out. It's in the thing. It's a demo. Try it out.
Okay. Try out the
Free
demo,
on
everybody.
Xbox.
Let's go, Pac-Man!
Pac-Man World Repack. PS4, PS5, Xbox One X and S, Switch and PC. That's everywhere on the 26th.
Terrible name, but
I
okay.
think
Let's
it's
go.
it's a remake of
It's
Pac-Man
a-
World, I think.
It's
Yeah.
a remake of Pac-Man and $40.
Pac-Man World, which was a 3D. Was it a 3D game, Jasper? Yeah.
Yep. For PS1.
One after another.
Yeah, I played this game.
Kidnapped by the ghosts.
Fuck Bandai Namco, by the way.
Rescue
What's up,
the
Razor?
Pac family. Head to
Yeah.
Ghost Island. Pac-Man
love
World
Bandai.
Repack. Set off on a grand adventure in this full remake
Watch this
of
game win Game of the
Pac-Man
Year.
World.
Yep.
Explore 6 mysterious worlds. In order to save your kidnapped family, take on all the bad guys.
What's up,
that stand in your
Delivrex?
way.
How much did you say this was?
I think it's like 40. I don't know.
$40, yeah.
Feed your
I think so.
appetite
That's
for
not bad.
adventure. Pac-Man World Repack.
That's
Coming
this week
August
on
26th,
26th.
2022.
Bandai is still making games.
They made
Make an Elden Ring, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I was thinking of Konami. Never mind. Like, what the heck is Konami doing?
They're coming back supposedly. They make Pro Evolution
Explore
Soccer
a
still,
brand
and
new supernatural RPG in
Soul Hackers 2 is coming out this week. I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm probably gonna pick this up.
Dark dangers lurk beneath the neon lights.
Look out for a stream in the future.
Didn't Konami make
It is up to
Pac-Man?
the agents of Ion to
That was
decode
always
destiny
Namco.
and save the world from apocalypse. Welcome, agents of Ion. Today we'll discuss the
Now
particulars
this trailer
of
shows a
summoning
bit more
and
of like the
combat.
combat and stuff
Devil
like that.
summoners
Right on.
are humans who have forged contracts with demons, who can then be summoned at will through their comp systems. Demons can be assigned to each of Ringo's
I like
team
that they're showing us the
and they will then have access to that demon's
behind the
abilities in
scenes
battle.
Is this that
Identify
abilities
and
and stuff.
exploit enemy
game where you can like
weaknesses to
have
gain stacks.
relationships, but
At
like
the end of the party's
Are you thinking
turn,
of Persona?
Ringo
kill
will use those stacks to conduct a
no,
sabbath,
I remember
a
seeing it at a
brutal attack
showcase.
that affects all enemies on the field.
Boyfriend Dungeon.
As Ringo's connections with her allies deepen,
No.
she will gain
This is an
access to
Atlas game.
commander
This is
skills,
Atlas's
powers
first game
of
coming
Ion
to
that Ringo
Xbox
can
at
use in
launch,
battle without
and maybe
keeping
like
track.
forever.
Wow.
There are also
Maybe like
passive
forever.
commander skills that automatically trigger
That's
during
crazy.
battle. Special materials are required.
this is not coming to Game Pass, I don't think, right?
Commander
This is
skills
just
Compsmith, but they're worth it.
$60
It's a
full
good
price
idea
game.
to upgrade
Also,
whenever you have
Yeah.
the materials. As a demon's level increases, they will learn new abilities.
it's got a lot of Persona
and
elements
once
to
they've
it.
reached their
You know, you
full
can get that
potential,
Atlas
They
vibe.
may even share a mystique with Ringo. Equip Mystiques to give new affinities and stat boosts to Ringo and her human
Is it
teammates.
all turn? It's turn-based, I
Finding
believe.
demons
All
and
turn-based
mystiques that
combat.
suit each other is key.
Classic
Yeah, it's
JRPG.
more of a
Into
turn-based, and then I think you get like
also be
a
customized
an
in
overall
where
command
Katara can
from
add
like
new attributes or
once
affinities.
you've, I guess, used all the other character
We'll
moves
save
and things
that
like
for
that.
another day.
Calarie says it's part of the Persona universe.
Nice.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Coming out on everything again, guys. So that was Soul Hackers 2. Now we get to Jasper's list. Those were the ones that Game Informer acknowledged.
Yep.
Thanks, Fuzzy, for sending the links.
The first two that are going to be shown are coming to Xbox. They've already been on PlayStation and
Attempt
Switch.
to
I think.
create another potion to assist your battle.
Fallen Legion Revenants.
Yeah.
What are you really fighting for? I
Nice.
know who
Why did it start in the middle of the trailer?
I have no idea.
That's weird.
Is that where you were watching it, Jasper?
Maybe, but I don't know why it would. Like, if I send him a link, does it just like? Oh,
Yeah,
this is where you
you
left
have to
off?
click this thing that says "Start From" when you share the link. I don't know.
Oh, maybe I did. I don't know.
Fallen Legion Revenants.
We all have our roles to play in this grand
A desperate politician who longs
We
for
are attempting
change.
to dethrone a tyrannical prison warden in his own prison.
This is looks like a 2D turn-based RPG. Combat looks pretty sick.
Please follow me. We're going to welcome.
But needs help to carry out his coup.
My son is locked away in a castle in the sky. All I can do now is fight to get.
All right, that game's coming.
Well, guess what? The other one that I don't know if it's a prequel or a sequel is coming out too.
the next is the next game in the series, which we don't know is
Also
before or
started at the end
after.
of the trailer.
It is.
So I guess
why-
I did. Maybe I sent it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
You probably copied the URL where it right clicks and you could copy the.
Oh yeah, I copied it from the top of
So
the tab.
those both just released tonight or tomorrow morning, the 23rd. Fallen Legion
man.
rise to glory. Let's
They're
go.
using a template for the. That's not a
This
good
looks
sign.
like Fire Emblem Awakening.
I literally used that template before.
What with the flames? Those embers?
Yeah. Those embers. It's a.
It's
template.
probably whoever they paid to make this trailer for them. This video.
Yeah.
Together like never before.
Is this also turn-based or is it? Yeah, it is.
It's the same game. It's sequel or prequel, one of the two. Yeah.
Actually, looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. Ooh, decisions.
Ooh. That's cool. I don't think I've seen that before.
I like this trailer more than the other. I think I like that template 3-bit. Latent lightning.
Yeah, this trailer is better than the last trailer, which is interesting.
All right.
It's only on the Switch.
No, it's already
coming.
out on the Switch. It's coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh.
Next up is NHRA Championship Drag Racing. Speed for all.
Speed for all.
August 26th. Oh, it's a game
Jasper
mill
didn't.
game.
He
It's
didn't
gonna
like
be
this
great.
trailer. Jasper was like, from the very beginning.
Does this do anything for you, Fuzz?
Top Fuel. I don't know. I'm not as much of a fan of Top Fuel. I wish they had. Well, I'm pretty sure they got pro stock in here. They got the pro stock ones.
I love this stuff.
This music's
Funny,
copyrighted.
Right?
Yeah. Nah, I do love the
Licensed music,
sound.
sorry.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just love just the rumbles and the.
You like feeling the vibrations. It's like
Yeah, dude. It's like, no,
Yeah,
it's just that
being there live at one of these things is
crazy
awesome.
cam timing.
Oh yeah.
Until there's an
That
accident,
was
you see one of the
wild.
cars fly off into space. You know.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, that guy's probably not okay.
You're protected by a fence. You'll be fine.
Yeah, not if it goes over the fence.
The wrecks on these kind of things are insane. Like, you see them, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, usually the chassis goes one way, the
graphics
body
are
goes
really good.
another. That fiberglass shell
But I
just.
think this is the same people that make that Nickelodeon fighting game, so I wouldn't be too.
Oh no, never again. Sorry.
So it's
I will
published
never
by
trust
Game Mill,
that
but I think
again.
it's Team
Oh, okay.
G6 Game Studios. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
who that
that's
is.
a fair point.
I'll never
So-
trust anyone that deals with them. They got me the first time. They'll never get me again.
All right. Well, those are the games releasing this week, guys. I mean, overall, you got some gems in there. You got, like I said, Saints Row's getting trashed on. I recommend it. You got Midnight Flight Express, which is happening tomorrow as well. So looking forward to that. Death Stranding coming to PC Game Pass for anybody that's not been able to play it that has a PC that's capable of making the game look fairly good. I think that's probably pretty a high benchmark game, I would assume. A fairly large high benchmark. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a
I
PS4
think
game.
if as long as you got like a
originally,
2080, you should be good. But
Right. I don't.
yeah, it no, but it I would say it's probably worth a try, even with adjusting the settings. Do you have an NVIDIA card or an AMD card?
I have an AMD. Yeah, it's an older. Like, I mean, it's not that old. It's just like, I don't know. My PC sucks for gaming. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I can play a game like older games.
It's
that,
not
like,
too bad.
You know.
Yeah.
AMD
It's a
590.
package.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
so
you'll be
it's
able to
before
play
that.
the game. It's just that you may not
I
have
have
like
a
all the
PS5. I
spectacular
don't need to play it on
highlights and
PC.
stuff like
So,
that.
you know,
Yeah.
like my PS5 will demolish my PC with gaming, and so will my Series X. Right. So I'm content with that. You know, I am curious, like 3-bit, like how this shit would run on yours or on yours, Fuzzy. Like how amazing the game would look with the ultra wide and all the graphics jacked up to max and stuff. You know,
I'm
be pretty impressive.
definitely giving it a try. Man, the one thing that's weird though, and this is not that I'm intending on buying it. I figure I'll try it before I even consider buying it. But right now, you normally anything that goes in the Game Pass, whether it be PC Game Pass or regular Game Pass, you can click the buy button. Yeah, there is no buy button right now for this game on PC Game Pass. So, or at least in the Microsoft Store. So it's kind of
Can you play
unique.
this through the cloud?
No.
Well, you can download it. You just like if I decide I want to keep it afterwards, it's like I guess I'm gonna have to go to Steam. I think.
Didn't they do something recently where
Epic.
they like made every game the cloud? I could have swore I heard something like that. Like they just made it so every game you can play through the cloud. Did I
That-
just read that wrong somewhere?
No, that was a bug. Somebody broke the NDA and they had to they got banned and that was a bug.
Oh, okay. That was a good bug. Dang. I mean, we know it's possible. I think it's literally just rights and stuff like that.
It's coming. I think sometime, hopefully soon.
Yeah, because the devs don't have to do much. It's Microsoft. It's on the Xbox's end, essentially, for the cloud portion. I mean, you can have devs that go in and make it more suitable for mobile devices, of course, but it's pretty cool that Microsoft sort of does it on their side.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Dark Sage.
that's- oh,
Hold on,
okay.
I want to read this long one. Dark Sage. A lot of info here. It says, I love history. Oh, what's up? You're watching on Twitch. We didn't hardly ever have anybody watch on Twitch. What's up over there in the Twitch world? I
Wow.
love history. And one setting I've always wanted a series set during the Mongol Empire. However, knowing history, they were some of the worst people in human history, and the barbarianism and savage acts they did. I am not sure how any develop. I'm sure it keeps
Man.
going. I would
Team
say
could make a game centered around them. However, I stand by they would be amazing villains for any player to go up against.
Right.
Well, you have
Yeah.
Age of Empires. They kind of go over it. If
Yeah,
it-
I
like
think
RTSs.
Assassin's Creed could do it.
Yeah. I mean,
for sure.
that's what Ghost of Tsushima was talking about
yeah.
with the Mongolian Empire invading Japan. It's just that they didn't show any of the. I mean, you do see some of the barbarianism, but not to the extent of what was written in some history books. They kind of had to tone some of it down, but there is dismemberment. Although I clearly remember you as the character being able to do the dismemberment more so than them doing the dismemberment. But yeah, that would be an interesting, probably cool, but yeah, also probably protested game if ever produced with more depth and detail like that.
For sure.
Yeah, they were cool. Like, I mean, they weren't cool. They were kind of terrible, but it was cool to see them in Ghost of Tsushima. And then I have a bunch of I was in art college, so we had to learn about them. There are so many paintings, like depicting the Mongolians in that whole war. So.
DeliverX, the answer to this question is no. You cannot play Death Stranding on Xbox. You can play on PC Game Pass. So if you have a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, that comes with that, or you can just subscribe separately to PC Game Pass, and you can play on PC, or you can play on PS5. But maybe in the future there may be some workarounds. Maybe possibly in the future on Xbox. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I was asking about the cloud, because play on the cloud, then maybe.
Yeah. They're adding keyboard and mouse support to Xbox Game Pass for the Xbox. So it's potentially they're going to test that out and see if maybe they can get PC Game Pass onto the Xbox as well in the future. But I thank everybody for tuning into the show. Amazing chat today. You guys freaking rock as always. We had a pretty consistent awesomeness going on today. Sappho, what's up? Marlesco, Solcon, Ray, Oid, and let's see, Alvin. Beautiful wife Kaitlin says Jasper's antsy to play some Saints Row. I'm trying to hold him up. DeliverX as well. Shizno Lee, Tony Grasso, Lord Roughness, Micah, as always. Do appreciate you, Fahim. Wow, lots of awesome people today. Appreciate everybody for watching. Louie, you have a great show over there at Xbox International Podcast. Again, as I said, tell everybody where they can find you, what that channel is, and everything else you got going on.
Oh man, y'all can find me on Twitter at the Crazy Lui Gaming every single week. Oh man, doing loads of crazy stuff, saying good mornings and all, and doing some funny stuff over there on my Twitter. And on Wednesdays, Xbox International at the Crazy Lui Gaming YouTube channel with my brother Silent Cypher and Sour Blow going on what's going on with games in the whole entire week. Oh man,
Right
and
on,
thank you, man, for inviting me on the show, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for being
so
here, dude.
much. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
3-bit. It's good to finally have you here. I know you've been crazy busy. You just got done playing tennis, so as you know, you came here a sweaty mess, and you still look great. Thanks for being here, bro. Where can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me on Twitter at i3bit, and on this show on Mondays, FSP. In terms of what I've been doing, what I've been up to, I do post some of that on Twitter, but I've just been doing commercials. So more Affleck commercials you hope you're seeing, because college football is happening. So I do the commercials for them. And then Playground. A lot of things are happening with Playground. So hopefully one day I can talk about it. But Fable is looking great. So I will see you guys on the next show.
Awesome. I don't know if you're allowed to say that it looks good, 3-bit. I don't know. We'll see. Make it in trouble.
Like that.
It's
It's like a laser pointing.
Psycho, thanks for getting here from your amazing weekend that you just had. Tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, just want to say thanks for chat coming out tonight. You guys are fantastic. Want to thank Crazy Lui for coming stopping by and giving his input on the various topics we had tonight. And of course, Jasper and Fuzzy and 3-bit and Mav. Thank you for having me on the show as always. Love being here and spending time with you guys because you're family. And you guys find me social media, Psychonauts 8, and Mondays here at 10 o'clock, and always Xbox Ultimate Friday nights 9 o'clock with everybody in the family. We talk about stuff, love what you play what you love. We'll see you later.
Right, that's backwards. That's great though. I like it.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the copyright.
I'm the reverse. I'm the reverse
Pong. Nice.
He's golden nippy.
Fuzzy Belvedere, the always fuzzy one, dude. Appreciate you as always being here all the time, and tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Well, just want to thank you guys for having me on. Want to thank Crazy Lui for being on here with us. Always great having you on and hearing your thoughts on everything gaming. And thanks to everyone that came out in the chat and those who will watch us later as well. Thank you so much for your time. But for those that want to hear my, endless ramblings on anything gaming related, just follow me on Twitter at @fuzzy_Belvedere. You can find me on Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Double Barrel Gaming, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Fun Speculations channel with the Xbox Ultimate Family. Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with PTK Blam and Pong on the Shop Podcast. And then right back here, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on FSP with the family. Thank you.
Right on, man. As always, appreciate you, dude. And the realist himself, Debbie Downer, Lord Master Jasper. Where can everybody find you, sir?
Yo, check me out, Lord Jasper on Twitter, Lord Master Jasper on YouTube. I may have some kind of thing with Saints Row come up. I don't know. I'll see what I'll do with that game when it comes out and try to come up with some idea to make a video for that. And then tomorrow, make sure you tune into this channel because we're going to be covering Gamescom. That's going to be fun. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. Check it out on this channel right here. And then, as always, Monday nights, like everyone said, 10 p.m. Eastern is FSP. And then Friday, Xbox Ultimate, 9 p.m. Eastern. And that's where I'm at. Check that out. And yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. We're going to be doing Gamescom tomorrow, opening that live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. So tune in for that, and we'll be covering the show, see what announcements get made, see if there's any surprises, have our reactions and all that kind of fun stuff. And then also, guys, check out, I'll be streaming maybe some more Saints Row, maybe some more Madden, maybe some more Battlefield, but definitely we'll be playing some Midnight Flight Express tomorrow for stream as well. And then later in the week, we have PM in the PM with Pong, Soul, and I at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be breaking down what happened at Gamescom and some fun news like that. And then Fridays, as always, is Xbox Ultimate Podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We go left, we go right, we go whatever. We have a blast, and we have a great time. Thanks to everybody that comes out to the show and has a great time with us. So appreciate you all. Have a good one, and take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Goodbye for now.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
I hit the wrong button.